internet a lip one be a mouse, then you want go get clipped.
Informer fi dead.
Put them in a ditch, coulda run like carousel, we still a claim the baggage. When we do damage to foreign brains, flat and on a lich. 21 out of the clip, my little Glock is a savage.
21.
When I pull up on them, no get away car, just one yang still remember the time when they talk. You think you forgot your chat from way back when? Listen, ladies from your fucker boy, and the boy got shots. I beg you no bug up, because your pussy got a rat. They think of that. Now shake tree for man go job. We don't like,
Snitch.
we don't like,
Snitch.
we don't fuck with,
Snitch.
we not fuck with,
Snitch.
the boy rat, the boy rat.
Tech Natural is we bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, lock seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of height, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic. We bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, lock seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of height, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic. We drop a hot one, pumping like a shotgun, number one spot, there, but we got a lock, son. The talk to keep, my thoughts run deep, approximately a clock speed, Mach 3, hyper velocity sound, tear it up and break it down. Well, wait later, they might as well hate us now. So we built a foundation on solid ground, cause haters huff and puff, try to blow us down. We're not slowing down, in fact, we getting quicker. We used to flow ill, now we diagnose sicker. Taking natural, yeah, we elevated, so far ahead of the game. Now we feeling segregated, cause competition, yeah, we got them frustrated, cause they a duplicate. We custom made this spit, yo, they got hip hop suffocated. It can't breathe, we just here to resuscitate it. We bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, lock seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of height, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic. We bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, lock seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of height, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic. Attacking supernatural, launching air strikes, from the intro it ain't a fair fight, no. Just when you thought you were prepared, right, bringing skills short like Frodo's and no like a butter knife, but don't cut it. Mediocre MC, still got the game flooded, it's overflow from the engine to the carburetor. We got them sweating, breathing heavy like Darth Vader. Now they're trying to settle quick like an arbitrator. By talking smooth like a phone sex operator. I bite the style, but it has no flavor. We're here to stay, so hate us now or hate us later. Still kick the data with soul like Baylor. So pack it in and abort to the layer. Cause hiding out's the only thing that'll save ya from the wrath of the warpath. If you don't know the half, it's the two best, do the math. We bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, lock seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of height, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic. We bring a proper light, cover helicopter like, loud like a chopper bite, lock seal the watertight, descend appetite, no skill, just a lot of height, hit them with a boxer's right, that make them drop the mic.
What up, people? What's going on? Welcome back to the show. O.O.C. We got usual suspects in the house. We have Roberto, Basco, and the aficionados. What's up, guys?
What's going on? It's all about.
I had to play that at the beginning, man, because our track is badass, man. Yo, that
somebody up in the comments doesn't know patois.
Good old Caleb, man.
Caleb, huh? Doesn't know patois.
Ostinator.
Okay.
Ostinator was like, is she even speaking English? Don't worry, you're gonna get another one before we end.
That was English, man. That was English.
What up, guys? We're gonna go through the panel. Roberto, I know you ain't got nothing going yet, but talk to the people, brother.
Where's LDG when I need him so I could play some crickets, yo?
He's
listen, if 2021 is anything like it started, it's coming soon to a theater near you. That's all I can say, people.
Kashka, you're up.
Yes. Yeah. Basco Scenario. Oh, man. What's up, Patra? Yeah, tired me. I want to go bunker rest. Sunday, 9 p.m. Bigger for Entertainment's Wonder World Vision. Mondays, 9 p.m. Chaotic Conversation, but this week it's on Friday. Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on the Chaos List, where we discuss the 3 topics, of course. And Tuesday, but I just said that. Wednesday, I forgot my day of the week. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Rule of 3 on Chaos Central. Shit, man. And 10 p.m. right here. O.O.C.
Rough times, Agwan.
Man, I'm burnt.
You know?
PM Don, tell them about your channel, sir.
Very
Reality
nice.
used to be a
Hey.
friend of mine. Reality used to be a friend of mine.
Yeah, man. Movie aficionados on Facebook, our group. I'm actually going to be trying to go live, and I'm going to take the live and I'm going to put it into the actual channel. We're going to talk about some new movies coming out. I got a lot of trailers to watch, so we're going to be talking about that, the Kong vs. Godzilla, and some other things. So check that out. And I'm here in the O.O.C. and I'll try to be here on Saturday for Anzo's awesome show. The Square One. I got it. Too.
Right. It's contagious. It
I
just
got it,
went
dude.
that
I
way.
got
All
it.
my
I
stuff
got
went
it.
that way.
I got it. Square One. Yeah.
You got it.
We'll be talking a lot of football talk, I'm sure. The upcoming Super Bowl stuff. So check that out too.
Definitely. Just want to say what up to the people in the house: Austinator, F3, F30, David, Caleb, Mama Bears and Bears in the house. Andrew is in the house. Much appreciated to you guys coming to check it out.
I look forward to seeing you.
Aiden, what's up? Shifty Gizm, what's up? King David, see you in there too. Glad you guys could make it. You guys know how the show is. This is Off Our Chest, where we just sit here and we get a bunch of shit off our chests. So I'll ask you guys, does any of you have anything you want to get off your chest?
Well,
don't all speak at once now.
No, I'm going to let others speak.
It's all about respect and letting which man wants to speak, right? Guys, Scar, you got something? Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Hold on. Mr. Anzo, how about you lead this one, sir? How about you lead this one? Let's go, yo.
I always lead them, but you know what I mean. It is.
No, usually drop it on me, but I see some fire on your shit. My shit is like clear skies. Like I ain't got no worries in the world right now, right? You guys got pure fire.
You know, so I said that last week. I got Phantom Zone for that shit.
I can't.
What, for clear skies? What happened? What did you get Phantom Zone for?
Because I said, no, I can't complain, man. Things have been good. I've been keeping.
No, I said my background. I got shit to say, but my background ain't leading the show. You guys got fire.
Oh, we got fire.
And Roberta helped me create this show. It was both of us. I can't Phantom Zone when he's the one man on the show that I can't Phantom Zone.
And I appreciate that and I respect that because I've been Phantom Zone before and I didn't take it personal because you know what? Everyone can be Phantom Zone except the Phantom Zoner. So if I get a hold of that button one day, you know I'm gonna Phantom Zone his ass. Maybe it's just by reflex, by just memories. But I respect him, man. If I deserve to get Phantom Zone, it's a good laugh while I'm there. You know what I mean?
It's all good fun. It's all good fun.
Yeah.
No,
so let's get some fire, Ford. Come on, yo. Fire.
Hold on. I see a man in the chat begging for the link already. So I'm going to send it to him because I'm pretty sure he has something to get off his chest. I also told you that they're pretty sure there's a few that want to get some shit off of their chest today.
I was just waiting to go last, but
You go first while I get the link for Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I think some shit with you, Josh. I wonder if that's what you're going to do. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it is.
It is?
I think so, yeah. I'm going to talk about...
Hold on. I was joking, Chris. I was joking. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's been some stuff going on with my family. A little dissension in the ranks. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, Roberto, but we have everybody here. They know I'm conservative. They know I voted Republican or whatever, and I know you guys have a similar party system, but here it's like we got two. It's like you're either right or you're on the left, and so we have people in my family that are on both sides, and they blocked each other. They wound up in each other's posts and comments saying "fuck you" and giving each other the middle finger. And I mean, these are like my family members. These are people like blood, who are just like, no, fuck you. I don't like Trump. Fuck you. I don't like Biden, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I posted, I was like, you know what? You might have differences in the end, but we can't just have an echo chamber. We got to like grow. We got to listen to each other, not block each other out. And that's why, Anzo, I give you credit, man. This show, that's what the show is all about. The show is like hearing a difference of opinions and not just, you know, canceling, because there's too much canceling in general. And to do that to your family, I mean, you know, I think they're cool now. I think that my post kind of helped because, you know, people got stuff off their chest literally in my family. But yeah, I don't like the way that we've been divided. And I think now the election's over, I think we got to come together. And, you know, I'm willing to give Joe Biden a chance. I'm willing to give Kamala Harris a chance. I'm willing to give whoever's in there a chance and move forward. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going backwards. We're going to keep going to 2020. That's it. I'm done.
And that is exactly what we have to do. Chris,
respect,
welcome.
Josh. Respect. And what's up, gentlemen?
Thank you.
Terrence is in the house. What's up, Terrence?
Terrence. What's up?
What's up, Terrence?
Chris Knight, congrats, by the way. You know.
What's up?
What's
You
going
know
on?
what?
Casey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You know?
No, I don't know. I don't know that that's what you're talking about, but thank you. It was damn. I was impressed because I didn't think we would handle that game that well.
No, I think that's the opposite. I think you're just like, oh yeah, whatever. We're the
Yeah. We're gonna
No.
Okay.
I don't get that attitude with this team. We'll talk about that on Saturday.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Chris Knight, I know you're here because you had to get some shit off your chest, right?
Oh yeah, I always got something I can bitch about.
No lies, I say.
Yeah,
What you got, brother? What you got?
Well, you know, I didn't know the guy that well, but there's a guy that passed recently that is in one of the communities I'm in, on YouTube, and so I did. I guess it was this past Saturday or Sunday. There's a troll running around the internet who faked sincerity, but was also poking at his death. And while I won't say that the guy had anything to do with the man's death because, well, he didn't. The guy died of a heart attack, but I think he caused this guy a lot of stress by saying crap about him and poking at him in his chats and all that. And I don't let trolls get to me. I really don't care. I guess, like I said in my rant on Tuesday, I guess they have a place on YouTube. That's fine. You know, there's people out there who just want to say shit, start shit, do that, whatever. But they definitely crossed the line by faking sincerity about somebody who's dead and gone. And not only was this man a veteran, which speaks to me and, you know, my father, my grandfather, both my grandfathers, Danny, a ton of people I know. It is a simple fact that if you are a troll, do what you do, fine. Cause shit, talk shit, do whatever. But when somebody's dead and gone, leave it. That's it. They don't need to be messed with anymore. Nobody needs to hear anything about you talking about them anymore. And, you know, these types of people, I've dealt with this in a couple times. Once with a woman by the name of Renfamous, which I know her real name. I'm not going to say who it is. I know this other guy's name is Testify. I know his real name. I know a lot about both of these people, honestly. But I will say that.
Oh, sorry, Chris.
No, you're fine. No. But I will say this: they both have a place on my channel. Anytime they want to come on, there's two things I require. One, there would be no chat because I don't want to hear from your people, and I know you don't want to hear from my people. It'll be a one-on-one conversation. And two, you must be on camera and be yourself. No masks, no wigs, no nothing. One-on-one. You be you, I be me. And we have a civil conversation about why you either think what you're doing is correct or why you think it was okay. But I will not play the game of hiding behind an avatar, hiding behind somebody else's voice, hiding behind a mask, a wig, or any other kind of costume. But any troll that wants to play with people, especially dead people, go ahead and come on my streams, one-on-one, no chat, no nothing. And I guarantee you, not only will I give you a piece of my mind, I will make sure you never talk shit against somebody who's dead again. That's all I have to say. I wanted to jump on really quick and do that. And yeah, if that gets around to the people or the person, preferably in this case, fine, let it be. But there's only one requirement. Actually, two requirements. One, you come on and you are you. But
and the other one?
The other one is that
no comments.
Yeah. It's just you and me, one-on-one, and you better be on camera the whole time. And I don't care. I'll keep you in my back room and talk to the screen by myself until you decide to follow those two rules. But neither one of them will do that, so I'm not really that worried about it.
Yeah.
Excellent. But, you know what I mean?
Amen, man. Amen.
I
Guys,
agree with you.
I love what you're doing here, as always. You know, this is a great show. Guys,
wait, Chris, are you leaving?
Yeah, I gotta get some. I gotta get sleep because I gotta be up in the morning to go get a test that I shouldn't have to take, but they're making me take it to go back to work. So,
well, thanks for coming on. Your message has been sent. This is what the show is about. It's O.O.C. You get that shit off your chest, bro.
Respect.
Thank you.
Sleep tight, man.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Take it easy. Later, guys.
Terrence, how are you doing, man?
Hey.
I'm okay. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Glad you can make it. Like I said, my partner over here has been asking about you, bro. He's like,
been a minute, Terrence. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little bit surprised because there are so many panelists that I figured that you wouldn't notice my absence.
Come on, man. I think, were you on our second show? I know you were with us way back.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit was fun. And I kept saying, yo, what, did something happen? Like, did we offend Terrence in some way? Because, like, why wouldn't he want to come back? We had such a nice time. A good show.
I don't think that's possible to offend Terrence, man. He's got a,
thick
steel, yeah, thick.
No, he was on fire. He was on fire.
Skin, bro.
He's the most real human I know.
100%. Yeah.
If I recall, you were pissed at something.
No, there was nothing that I was upset about.
Okay.
In regards to the last stream, I was merely just speaking based on the topic and the questions at hand.
Cool.
Yeah, which was the bullying and stuff like that, Josh, I didn't want to go across you, so we'll get to your off your chest topic first, which you were talking about your parents and everything, and family members and stuff like that, Yeah. And I think you're absolutely right, man. I mean, we all went through a lot of shit when Trump was in office, divided the country, divided people, blacks, whites, and everywhere. So I think now it's time that we get together, stop worrying about these people who are in power because they don't give a shit about us, really and truly they don't.
There we go.
You know what I mean? And come together as a people, bro.
Because, it's affecting everyone, Josh. You're not alone. You're just speaking out. And by speaking out, you're giving some resolution, because if you don't, the fire just keeps growing and growing. Like, right down to a conversation I had today. Somebody told me they had to cut off a really good friend because it's getting out of control. Like, why does it got to come to that? And what's the even crazier thing? They're both Canadian. What the fuck do we got to do with it, man?
What are they arguing about? They weren't arguing about Justin Trudeau or whatever?
Trump and Biden. Trump and Biden. And, in all honesty, for the people that wanted Trump ousted, if you really ask, because nobody takes the time to ask, do you guys even like Biden?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I like Biden. I just know I didn't like the last guy.
Yeah.
And that would be probably the opinion of the majority. But no one takes the time to find that shit out. It's all, if you don't like Trump, you love Biden. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. Just like all of you weren't at the front door kicking it down, some of you were nice protesters on the side. You just want, the economy to stay the same.
Mm-hmm. That is absolutely correct, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I feel for you, brother. I feel for you.
So I don't know if you read, some of the stuff in the post, but there were people who had came on and they had said, we had a nice cordial discussion. People from the left, liberals, came and they said, well, Josh, what conservative policies do you like? I said, I like this, that, and this, the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, which, I don't know if you know those. I'm going to have to explain them to you guys up there in Canada. No, I'm just messing with you. But I explained my piece, and then they explained their piece, and we didn't block each other. And I was like, you know what? That was good. We grew. I was like, that's a good point. You guys made a good point. I made a good point, and we got something. It's not just like fuck you, fuck you all fucking day. Just cursing at each other.
But you see, that's the thing. That's usually how politics and that shit, when it gets debated, it doesn't just get debated and talked about and then done. No, it's you're fucking this and you're fucking that and fuck you and you don't like Trump, fuck you, and you know what I mean? It's like, really, man.
It goes to Roberto's shirt, man. That's basically it. You can have civil conversation when people are respectful and listen.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Exactly. You can have left that are respectful, right that are respectful. But unfortunately, in between those two myths, we have assholes.
I don't think you guys have people who are like, fuck Justin Trudeau. I can't stand him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
All right.
Well, hold on.
Maybe not the same.
Go ahead, Ozzy.
No, we just have snowball fights at the end of it. That's all. And eat maple syrup.
My God.
I was going to say, I hear a lot of people talking about fuck Justin Trudeau and fuck this and fuck that and he's this and he's that. And they say, listen, you guys say whatever the fuck you want about him. He legalized weed. He's good in my book.
Here. But listen, let me ask you this, Josh.
Yeah.
When is the last time that you could recall there's been division like this through an election? You have to go way back in history, right?
Yeah, because everybody was on Obama. Nobody gave a shit about John McCain.
Forget about Obama.
But you know what I mean?
Keep going back. Even when you didn't want Bush reelected, there was no revolt. There was no marches all across the U.S. There was no movement per se.
You know what? No, there was issues with Bush. A lot of people had issues with Bush and with Cheney and with all.
Where were the movements? Where were the big parades of people with anti this, anti that?
It just happened in Florida right after the election. They were like, we didn't want him. We want a recount. They wouldn't do the recount. Other than that, though, no, it's nothing like this. Nobody's.
This is what I'm saying. To this level, if you ask the Canadians, we think back to the Hatfields and who's the other one? McCoys, yeah. That's what it's coming back to.
You guys have those? You guys didn't have those.
No, that's you guys.
Oh, yeah, we had them.
When we grew up, like we said, we idolized Americans. So we knew more about your history than we knew our own. Like, more of my friends knew the American national anthem than the Canadian one when I was growing up. It was crazy.
Or American politics other than our own. Like, we know way more about your politics than we do our own.
Hey, you guys have an anthem? No, I'm just messing with you. I have to.
You can't do that shit today. We're in dominance today, huh? Anzo. Anzo. I think
that's two.
Paragon should be.
The fuck you mean, do we have an anthem? You really made me phantom zone you on the Off Our Chest show.
I think they heard it. I think you heard it enough times during the NBA Finals, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And put it right back in there. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was
all right.
That was good. That was good.
Josh, you can't sting Canadians on the Canadian show. Come on, brother. We're your next door neighbors. It's bad enough you killing deals on us and shit, putting all those those guys out west out of work and shit. They were gonna dig holes to put that pipeline up, and your boy just said, "Fuck that! I got an agenda." That's killed. You know what I mean?
So fucking because he has a plan, right?
He had a master plan, yo. He came in there like Wu-Tang, master plan.
The other one just wanted to fill up his pockets. This one actually has a plan.
Yeah, he did two things to fuck Canada, and then you saw judo. You thought there was like deep fragments. He got caught so off guard. He was still stuttering from the Pfizer shock. We didn't get our fucking our vaccines.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to do, man. He's just like, you remember I legalized weed, right? And me and Anza are like, yeah, boy, you can stay right there.
Damn right.
But there's a Canadian there's a Canadian vaccine that just came out, and they're starting human trials apparently. So that's good.
For the virus?
Yeah. Homemade.
Yeah. Canada.
A homemade virus?
Because you know why?
A homemade vaccine?
Yeah. Yeah. They're starting human trials this week, I think.
Because the Europeans are looking like this now. Shit. We're making all of this shit. We giving it to everybody. What about us? We rethink this shit, you know?
I don't know about the regular vaccine, and I definitely don't know about a homemade one.
Well, Canada's putting one out. The U.S. has.
They started
working.
Working on it as soon as it started. So.
Okay, hold on. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So when you say homemade, you don't mean someone in there.
Oh man!
Right.
I'll have that shit by your crib. Oh shit! It's after 8. I can't bring it. I'll bring it tomorrow, yo.
Heisenberg's making it with that.
You know what I mean? Some chemist was up in the house. And you know what? I could do this shit better than what they can.
It's just Drano.
Well, supposedly you could buy some shit on the internet. I don't know if it's the vaccine, but they claim it is.
I don't know.
$1,000.
Well, I remember Bush was talking about the bleach thing. Not Bush. Trump was talking about the bleach thing at one time, right? Like, yeah, maybe we could do that. Something with the bleach, right?
He's trolling. He was trolling.
Look,
my gosh.
I see a question about, do we trust that vaccine? Like anything else, you know, you got to wait that shit out. And I'm sorry to say there's going to be some victims. It ain't going to be me. I'm going to watch in the sideline, see what's going on. And when I see enough people are like, hey, yeah, this shit really works, then I'm getting in line. If I got to wait a little longer, I'll wait a little longer.
That is correct. Me too.
I ain't jumping on that fucking bandwagon. Sorry.
Oh, you're no. Amen. Amen to that.
Absolutely, man.
So now, what do I want to get off of my chest? All right. This may be a controversial topic, but I do not give a fuck.
Hold on. Let me press mute.
Oh, shit. It's getting real, people. Hold your on to your seat.
So that shit, that's why background's like that.
I was watching Dude stream the other day, you know, and they were talking about, oh, well, you can't use he or she and these gender neutral words and shit and all that. And I'm like, yo, I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I am not fucking, you cannot tell me that I cannot call a woman she and call a man he. I will do that until the day that I fucking die. It's ridiculous to me, man. I'm like, we all did biology. There's men and there's women. It's that simple. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, I'm non-binary or this and that. I'm like, no. X chromosomes, Y chromosomes. That's it. Now, listen, if you're a man and you feel like a woman and you want to do your thing, more power to you. No problems with that. If you want to be called a woman, I have absolutely no problem with that. But to sit there, but to sit there and say that I can't say, well, she is beautiful or she is this or she is that because it's a gender. I'm like, you, regardless of it, we have two genders, male and female. And now they're trying to put all this non-binary stuff and this and that. Look, it's just really like getting, these are the reasons why fucking Peter Pan and all that shit is getting fucking censored. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like
Peter Pan, Charlie Brown, Looney Tunes. You believe that shit?
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
That
was why what I was saying before about how like the right needs to balance out the left and vice versa. We need to hear some things from the left where it's like, oh, okay, that's an interesting point. I never thought of that. But the right needs to come in and say, listen, like we can't have 7 bathrooms, all right? If I want to open up a coffee shop, it's like, oh, you only have 3 bathrooms? I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3 bathrooms. Male, female, and in the middle co-ed, all right? Or
listen,
non-binary.
Listen, the neutral gender bathrooms, I get that, right? Because if you have someone who hasn't finished the operation, you know what I mean? A guy will look and see a girl walk into the bathroom, right? And we'll be like, oh, yeah, really? No one will say shit. But now if that girl pulls down her pants and pulls out a penis, it's going to be like, what the fuck? Right?
I mean, I might want to bring a nice lady in the co-ed bathroom, so that would work for me as well. So that's another reason why.
Exactly, right? I would do it too.
I mean, I
do.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because that happened to me at a McGill party, man.
It's transitional. Drunk. It's transitional. You can't expect us to just adapt so quickly, you know, like give us time to adapt. But fuck, these changes are just coming so fast. I feel robotic. I don't know what to say, how to move. You know, like after you start like being in like fucking, I don't even know what to say.
It's jarring. And you need that gradual change, like you said, and that's why where the balance comes in. That's why you can't just be like, no, fuck all you guys on the right, and then no, we're gonna put 7 bathrooms in. We're gonna have 20 different flags, which mean 30 different things, and that's it. We're tired of your bigotry. It's like, wait, whoa, you know what I mean?
But what happened with an opinion? Like, you know, you ask, and people give their opinion, and you sway towards the majority. Right. You know, so everybody moves along in harmony. If you guys like, if you want to look at the floor plan or whatever, the footprint of what that really is, just go look at the 80s. Just go look at the 80s, and you know, you might think it's sorry, I can't even use that word. I don't know how to describe it.
Use the word.
You might think it's a little gay. Because everybody is so happy, because that's how we define gay.
Hey, that's how I defined that word was gay.
Yeah, like you're really happy. Like that guy's really happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how we defined it as gay. Not like there was another harsher word that started with the F.
Right, exactly.
If I wanted to offend you, I wouldn't call you gay. That's being polite.
Right.
And that's not what we were. We call you a straight up, yo, you fag. But you know what? It's wrong now, and I respect that. I can move. I'm a bigger man. I can move on. But when is the censoring gonna stop?
It looks like it's not, bro.
But who's the police? Who decides? Who's making these fucking decisions? Is it they again? Because I've been all my life wondering who that panel of they is. Who these people are. Is it that inner circle? Who is it?
I don't want to make an assumption at all.
Why not?
Seriousness. No, the assumption of that you guys are up there or on the left. No, because it sounds like you guys are trying to listen to reason. And maybe it shouldn't even be a right or left thing, but it is. I mean,
no, it's just a matter of common sense and grounded, man.
Sure.
Like, if it doesn't seem right, then it's wrong. Fuck, when did that stop?
And it's like if you think a certain way, you're homophobic or you're this and you're that. Yep. And it's like it has nothing to do with that. Like, I am not fucking homophobic or anything like that at all, bro. I love all people. I will always love all people. That's how I was. White, black, Asian, Chinese, straight, gay, doesn't matter. The point is the things that they're doing, like you can't say she. Why can't I fucking say she? Why? What is the problem with saying she? I don't get that.
You can only say you can say he or she if they're a cis male or female.
Yeah, but where is this happening? Because this isn't happening in my everyday life. I ain't fucking saying anything different. What area are you guys going in where this is happening? So I could go over there with a sign and say, fuck that. Fuck that. You're going to tell me how to talk now?
I'm going to use my First Amendment.
Which he, she, or he want to come over here and start some shit. Come on, because listen, you can't tell me how to talk. You want me to wear a mask to stop a pandemic? Yes, I'll do that. You want me to not say stuff because we'll get kicked off the air? I don't want to get kicked off the air. But if you're going to start telling me that I can't call a woman she and he, and you're gonna start telling me how I have to define things? I've been on this planet too fucking long to make these changes, so you better go ask somebody else who it might work on. And there's a whole bunch of people behind me who feel the same way. I'm sorry. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry. Enough is enough. Like Anzo said, I ain't no anti, and I grew up in the anti. I grew up and saw some fucked up shit that I didn't like and I didn't support, but it was part of what happened, right? I see the change. I'm okay. You know, like, not that I could change anything about it, but I'm starting to be okay with it. But again, anything that's forced on me, I rebel. If you don't give me a choice, it's just a reflex to rebel. And when I'm watching TV, regardless if it's 6:30, 8:30, 10:30, the PM when, you know, kids should be sleeping, it's on in my face. I start getting mad and I start looking like that person who is anti. You know what I mean? Don't force it on me. Give me a choice. Give me a choice that I can go to a channel and it's there. Not on every channel. Come on, man.
God, man.
I agree.
Now you worked up to what I was
Before these pile up, I would like to address all of these things that you guys have been talking about.
Nice.
Absolutely. Go ahead, bro. That's what you're here for.
In regards to the politics, unfortunately, I have seen and dealt with a lot of humans that they are willing to destroy their friendships, their relationships, and their marriages based off of the fact that this other individual is on a different side of the political field. And such behavior I view as being ridiculous and illogical, that if that were any sort of connection that were legitimate, this would be impossible for you to destroy this relationship based on the fact that this person is a Democrat or a Republican. So I'm not a political person. I don't care about what puppet is in the White House or how many humans like this person or that person. I just sit back and I take my mental notes and I say to myself, these humans are silly and they're going to continue to fight because that's what they prefer to do versus banding together. They constantly find reasons to fight one another.
100.
And
Because they seem to forget, right? They seem to forget that they're, no matter what leader you have there, right? Like you're saying, the common goal is for the great of the country, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is true. But for some reason, you have a lot of humans that are more concerned about what they want and their emotions and not the bigger picture of everything, which is part of the reason why human history has a lot of terrible moments in it consistently.
For real. I agree with you.
And then in terms of the gender situation, I have straight friends and I have individuals that are connected to the LGBTQ plus community. And to me, I don't care what you put in your mouth as long as you are a human that I deem to be appropriate and good.
Absolutely.
That you are not going out of your way to disrespect or betray me. The rest of that stuff is really trivial that a lot of humans like to focus on. And I've had humans tell me I cannot say certain things because it's going to hurt this human's feelings. And I usually say, well, you're not going to tell Terrence what to do. I will do and say whatever the fuck I want. And, fortunately for me, I do not care about what humans think of me, which gives me the freedom to do and say whatever the fuck I want. And they somehow mistake that I'm on this planet for them, which I am not. I exist for me. And then along the way, I happen to run into various humans, but oftentimes they wish to convert me to their way of thinking, which is not going to work. They need to learn and understand the idea of respect in that when someone is truly different, it just becomes a problem when.
Is that too? Yeah, Terrence, I think you chipped out.
I thought that was me. That shit always
Me
happens.
too. Me too. I thought it was me. That's why there was that moment of silence, because I think me and Roberto were like, wait a minute.
Then you spoke. I'm like, it isn't me.
Okay. He's back.
Oh, last time.
Feels good to have good connection.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
back,
I
Terrence?
realized-
No, I don't think so.
Something popped out and then popped back in, but
I realized I can't have Steam on when I'm on stream. StreamYard and Steam do not go together well, or any type of game. It's just like, no, just focus. Just
on
turn
what
that
you're
shit off.
doing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You know, you make some very valid points, man. Very
Yeah,
valid
absolutely.
points.
Absolutely.
If you look at it through that perspective, like, I love to analyze people, but I don't analyze them as humans. Like, that's a little more entailed, you know? And a lot of the shit he says is true. Like, I get caught up in that monopoly. That's why I ran away from Facebook, because I found it was drawing more of the anger out of me than the laughter for the real reason I was there. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm on Facebook because I laugh and I get into like good conversations with my buddy Anzo, to the point where I look at them and I laugh. Where back in the day I would get fucking angry, you know? And if I kind of felt like it was going that way again. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because Trump lost, but it stopped. But I was going towards that path of eliminating Facebook. And when you get rid of it, like, you spend so much time going to it and looking at things and laughing, but when you get rid of it and then you realize the time that you're off of it and you start reflecting, I got a lot of shit done, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That shit really consumes a lot of fucking time. If you just gather it all up, maybe not in a day, but gather up a month's worth of time you spent just glancing at that shit, what it equates to.
I mean,
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I had my kids, right? I had the app that measures how much time they're on the freaking screen.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. It could be 10 hours. It could be 8 hours a day.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If they're not on that screen, they're on another screen, though. If they're not on that
Exactly.
screen, they're on their Nintendo Switch screen, they're on their iPad screen, they're on their phone screen, they're on their fucking Wii U screen, whatever. They're going to be on some screen.
I'm sorry, but man, we had Atari and shit. We had game system, and not like we have now, but we were still outside, man.
You got 2 or 3 hours of that shit, and then it was off.
And it was outside, man. We'd wake up in the morning, head to the swimming pool, stay there till about 3 or 4, then come home. Then maybe we'd fucking chill outside for a bit, and then before our show, we'd play a little video games or whatever, and that would be it. But
I remember that. I remember, and I tell my kids this though. I'm like, we would have the Atari or Commodore or whatever game it is, but if our friends were at the door, let's go play this. We were outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nowadays, it's like.
I remember when.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
I remember when MySpace was, and my friends were constantly telling me that Terrence, you have to make a MySpace, and I said, why? And they said, well, that's because everyone else is doing that. And I just like,
it's true what he's saying though. It's true. Go ahead.
And I thought that was ridiculous, but I made a MySpace, and then I was using this sort of function, and I said to them, I'm no longer going to use the MySpace, and they made it sound like I said I was going to blow up a building. You know, their reaction to it, like it was just the worst thing in the world. And I said, oh, I see you 5 days out of the week, sometimes more, depending on if we gather a particular location. So what is the need for me to spend all of 15 minutes telling you what I'm having for dinner when I can tell you that same shit when I see you tomorrow at school?
Absolutely. And you don't have a Facebook or anything, right?
No Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any other gram that the humans care about.
Damn,
YouTube is the only thing.
I respect that, Terrence, man. Power to you, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
outside, going outside, man, that's lame as hell, man. I got to practice for the Fortnite tournament. I got 8 hours a day at least.
That's what it is now. That's what it is now, man. These video game systems have these kids on there. As soon as they get home from school and do their homework, video games.
Because
you
if they
see?
get good
But
enough, they
see
can
the
earn a
order you
living
just
more
said that,
time.
though. Anzo, the order you said there, that's not the order it happens, though.
No,
It's
I
like,
know.
that's the thing, right? That's exactly
that's
what
how
brought
it
me back
happened
to
here.
exactly. But that's the whole thing that I was ranting on before, right? About Disney, censoring shit.
Mm-hmm.
And all the censoring shit is happening is because parents can't be parents.
Mm-hmm.
And they're letting corporate companies make those decisions, because then you have whiny bitches out there saying, oh, this is degrading. But I'm sorry, like I was saying on another show, we've watched those cartoons over and over. Did we disrespect another person because of those cartoons? Because when we were watching it, we were watching it as entertainment, as funny, like Blazing Saddles, the most fucking funniest movie I've ever seen in time. A movie like that can't come out today. There's no fucking way it's gonna come out today. And it's just and going back to the censoring things, what's happening is parents, instead of watching shit with their kids, they sit them down in front of a goddamn TV to babysit their kids. Or they'll go, oh wait, mommy's busy, here, take my phone, you can watch whatever while I'm it blows my fucking brains out when I go do groceries and I see a toddler, at least 3 or 4, with the freaking phone watching Dora the fucking Explorer, whatever, just zonked out. Man, my mother was holding one hand, put me on the damn carriage, and I was happy I could have that ride. And I didn't bitch or complain, because that's how it is. But we're raising a bunch of entitled kids that we're forgetting the basics. The basics, what our parents did. And you can say whatever is changing times and we have to accept, it's bullshit, because you're becoming slaves to the system. And you know what? The other day I told someone I never watched the V for Vendetta movie. I freaking watched that. That shit's true, man. We're living that shit right now. And I'm telling you now, this
that's
only
interesting. That's interesting that you say that, because oftentimes with DC films and their comics, they happen to predict things that are either happening like seconds after or before it. And I'm like, V for Vendetta is very much what a lot of humans are dealing with right now, except that they do not have a V to lift them out of their struggle. And in terms of the Dark Knight Rises, the whole situation with trying to get to political figures and raiding certain establishments is also something that happened, except that you do not have a Bane or the League of Shadows.
Exactly.
Right. And this thing, it's a slave. You become a slave to it, man.
Yeah.
You become a slave to it. I'm guilty of it as well. I've reduced a lot of my time on it. I honestly have. And I try to stay away as much, because companies now, what they do is here you go. But you better answer that email if I'm sending you that email. Right? That's what they expect now. Right? You have to have a disconnect. And I'm sorry, people can say, like, I'm repeating this again. Oh, but now times are changing. We have to adapt to the change. No. The best times of our lives, the best moments of our lives, what are the things that we thrive for now? Oh, when I can go away on vacation, on a beach, not connected to anything. My best time for vacation was my fucking weekend when I didn't have a smartphone and nobody can reach me.
You know what? It's so funny, because when I forgot my phone at home, it really felt like I was on vacation. The only anxiety I had is that maybe that would be the time my kids are reaching out to me and I don't have. That's the only association I had to my phone. Other than that, it felt so fucking good.
But what did we have when we were kids? We used to grab that payphone. Yes, operator. Want to make a collect call too? Mama, wait, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Beep. Mama, wait. Do you accept the charges? No. The message would be passed by.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, guys, because my observation of the smartphone is the dumb phone. It's actually there to make humans dumb. It's there for us to not utilize our brain. Everything is based on response. Like I was just telling my daughter the other day, if I really, really wanted to prove St. Onzo wrong, I would have to hope I had Encyclopedia Britannica, and I would find the letter, and I'd go through it and go, ha! Come to my house and see this, man, because there was no Zoom, there was no space screen, shit like that, right?
That's right. That's right.
Now, everybody's got the answer. Who could type it in Google faster to get that answer? I've seen it where a question was posed at hockey related. Everybody had their phones in their hand. I was laughing. Oh my God. Nobody has a brain anymore.
Yes.
Ask them how many phone numbers they can remember now. Me, myself, I got maybe 4. And 2 of them are ones I carried all my life as a kid. Because it's embedded in my head. But if I don't have my fucking phone like I did one time when I went to hockey without it, I didn't know who to call. I called my wife. What did she do? It's the only number I can remember. My wife or my parents.
I do a lot of financial stuff on my phone now. So like I do like stocks and different things like cryptocurrency. So I kind of need to just have it. I do a lot of transactions with Cash App, whether it be with my baby mama and vice versa, and other people that might send me money. I might have to send them money. So I don't know if you guys do like, that level of phone usage.
We do, but you don't really need to use your phone to do that.
How did they do it before the phone? Did this all come about as the cell phone came about? I don't think so. I think this has been going on for a very long time. People managed. It's just convenience has grown substantially. You don't have to fucking do anything. It's all there at your convenience.
But what happens with this? By having all these apps, what are we doing? We're removing jobs. By being able to do your banking on your phone, you're not going to the bank anymore. And having that one-on-one with the teller. Like I remember that shit. My mom used to walk in the back. Oh, Mrs. Perez, how you doing? There's none of that anymore.
And I used to go in to look at the chicks, but now I can't even do that. So I just put money. I do get.
You can't even say chicks anymore, man. What are you saying?
Yeah, right.
Bees? No, I can't say that either.
Terrence, what were you gonna say? Terrence, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I find that interesting because a lot of the stuff that I don't care about, because I don't care about most things, but the pattern for the last 32 years is that humans get very upset at me when I don't care about the stuff that they do, in the sense that they will constantly tell me what Terrence needs because it's what they need. And usually I have to correct them that more often than not, they happen to be very weak mentally. They don't have a spine. They refuse to think for themselves. And they wish for me to go into the weak pool to join them. But I cannot do that.
That's right. And I trust me. I know. I know. I've had a conversation with Terrence. He don't follow the masses at all, man. He does what Terrence does, and that's it. And that's actually how it should be anyways, man. You know what I mean? You don't follow people, you be the leader. You know what I mean? If people are gonna follow you, then they're gonna follow you. But at the end of the day, you don't follow nobody, man. You do what you gotta do, man. And about the smartphones, it's even like I remember when my son was in high school and he's like, oh yeah, he was texting me in his class. I'm like, yo, what are you doing on your phone? Texting me. He's like, oh, we're allowed to use our phone in classes. I'm like, what?
Blows my fucking mind.
I'm like, what? You can use your phone? Come on now. Like, what the fuck? So where does all the research and the stuff that we used to do, you know what I mean? Like, actually have to go out and do fucking work to find the shit you need. It's all on your phone now. What are you learning?
My boy,
you don't even know how to spell because spell check does it for you.
It's true. My boy, Uncle Elon Musk, man, he's going to separate the phone completely. It's just going to be in your brain. You're just going to tap your head. And you're going to be like, toot, toot.
It's funny you said that.
Yeah.
It is real funny you said that because I want to show this video.
Is it a Neuralink thing? Oh.
It's funny you said that. Hold on. And it was mentioned in the chat, but I'm like, yeah, okay. Check this shit out.
I'll wait till it's over.
skip it a bit.
And stuff like that. But actually,
Check this shit out.
brain, well, Next Mind is not just thinking about it; it's actually doing it. So here we are with the first brain-computer interface, and this is not just one of the most impressive, actually, probably the most impressive thing I ever tried. It's actually mind-blowing. I'm gonna be honest.
You guys can hear it, right?
At the beginning, Next Mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Times I receive stuff that is supposed to be great, and then it doesn't work. It just work. Your kind of explode or stuff like that. Well, it didn't happen this time. I'm not gonna bore you forever with an unboxing video because inside you find the Next Mind sensor, you find a cable, and you find a strap to put it around your head if you don't wanna and you don't need to use a virtual reality headset. The particular thing though is that this has a clipping design, so that means you can clip it everywhere. But what is the Next Mind? What is a brain-computer interface? Well, let's say it like this. It's a direct communication pathway between your brain. Hold on, let me disconnect it. And the next device, in this case, the Next Mind sensor. So to understand a little better, your neurons in your brain communicate via electric signal. And the sensor is able to detect these signals and, of course, through a particular algorithm to translate it in an input for your PC or stuff like that. Now, in the case of Next Mind, they're focusing on decoding actually the signals arriving to the visual cortex. So that means that when you're going to see something, a particular shape that they're going to give it to you, they're going to be able to read it in through machine learning. And of course, the algorithm understand where you're actually looking at a particular shape and then click it or put an input on it. Now, Next Mind is able right now to detect 10 different shapes. And the cool thing over here is that it's not invasive at all. Many times.
Okay.
Well, was that a trailer for Black Mirror season 6? Nah.
I am sorry, but there is no fucking way that I am putting that thing on my head. I'm not doing that, bro. Like, yeah, it's all cool. Hey, I control my TV and shit. But what kind of signals can they be sending to your fucking mind with that shit?
Well, with that video, Anzo, that reminds me of a question that my 11th grade teacher asked me. This teacher noticed that when I was supposed to be doing my work, I was actually looking into various artificial intelligence films and shows. And the teacher said, Terrence, if you were able to somehow turn yourself into a machine, would you take the opportunity? And my response was, well, it depends on the risk factor and what we're talking about exactly. Because you're talking about I'd be willing to upgrade myself. So that would be
Oh, you cut out again, bro.
decades and decades away.
You cut out a bit, so you're gonna have to go back and say what you said.
Oh, what was the last part you heard?
You said about turning into the robot and the consequences, or?
Oh yeah, I was saying that it depends on what we're talking about in terms of being some sort of machine or having some sort of bio enhancements. I was not going to be able to live through that. I think it'd be decades and decades away before something like that is possible in terms of giving me some sort of upgrade.
But would you would do an upgrade too, though, right? Huh? You'd get some bionic arms, like Jax.
Oh, you mean like upgrading myself?
Yeah.
Not exactly like Jax, but the whole red eye and half of the metal face sort of deal, and me being able to live for thousands of years, I feel would be fascinating for the sake of my training, because my training in itself, the mental and the physical aspects, if some group of scientists are offering me the chance to somehow accelerate my training in the most extreme way, then I have to do it according to my training.
No,
or at
I
least
get that.
or at least consider what's being offered and see if it's worth it.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm just like they're taking this gaming thing and this mind control thing a little bit too far. I find they're already trying to control our minds, so no telling what that device will do to your.
They are in a way.
I think Elon Musk is closer with the Neuralink stuff because his goal is to like make it so that people who are amputees can have a functional limb that they get or whatever. And on the surface, you look at that and you're like, oh, that's a good job, Elon. You're doing really good stuff. And I like Elon Musk, but that could easily change and morph into what you're talking about. Honestly, that's how Black Mirror season 6 it's going to start.
Let's just put it this way. Yeah, go ahead, Terrence.
No, I was just thinking about how the humans have already made certain machines like Sophia, like she's actually a citizen in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
But that's still the beginning stages. It's not to the degree of artificial intelligence, the film, like where you have machines to where you won't know that they're machines until you interact with them. They look like humans. So for that particular advancement, it will take time. But I would have some sort of curiosity to have one of these machines around, just to be able to communicate with it and see if I can learn from it, and also how it could benefit me in my training.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if I want one of the machines around because we all saw iRobot, right?
That's interesting that you say that, because one of the humans at the seminar had mentioned the idea of the advanced machines rising up and destroying humanity, and the machine Sophia started laughing and stating that that's just a movie, that they're designed to have a particular outcome, but in real life humans would have more control, and you wouldn't end up in those sorts of scenarios.
No, I agree with that. We would have more control unless we had like a Skynet type of computer. But again, we're so far away from something like that.
So,
well, I mean, to be fair to Sophia or any other sort of machine that the humans come up with, the machines, like if they get advanced enough to process, just all of human history at one moment in time, it would make sense if they feel like the best thing for them to continue their existence would be to wipe out the human species, because the humans have already proven that they're dangerous. I mean, like I was saying earlier about how they fight over something like politics, and then they look for ways to harm each other. So if they can do that to one another, then they are going to freak out at the aspect of aliens or any sort of advanced machine, because then they'll have an even bigger excuse. Well, this ain't human, so I don't need to feel bad for what I'm about to do to it.
That is correct. That is correct.
So I had a situation this week. Oh, it was last week. So my daughter went back to school, right? She does 1 day yes, 1 day no, like virtual study.
Yeah.
So she has a learning disability. So she needs to have a tutor for her, and she gets extra help and whatever. So when she's learning, right, on the screen, there's teachers that know how to use the softwares and stuff like that, but the specific subject she has trouble with, the teacher's actually putting her web camera onto a piece of paper, and she's doing the math on the piece of paper like it was a blackboard. You can hardly make out the freaking letters or numbers that she's writing on the piece of paper, right? My mind is blown because you have teachers that are in the system that are not up to speed with what needs to be done now in our reality to do their job. Now, she went back to school, and this same teacher said to a bunch of kids in class, she goes, well, the school year might be up for cancellations because we might go on strike. I got so vexed. I'm like, what's the point of causing more anxiety to these kids that are really on an unstable system of education with teachers that themselves are unstable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Putting this fear and more stress on them, especially when you're doing your Sec 3, you know, your important courses to be able to graduate, right?
Yeah.
I totally livid, man. I was dropping F-bombs in the hallway and stuff because that is freaking manipulating the kids now. Because go and complain at home now because we're tired of working in these conditions and being paid what we're being paid. I'm sorry. When your ass went to university to become a fucking teacher, you knew already you were going to be underpaid, but you chose that career.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice is, shut your fucking mouth, do your damn job, and if you don't like it, find another job. Because you knew very well when you were in school for X amount of years studying that that's what the pay was going to be. Yes, these times are hard, but what they're doing right now, telling kids, we might go on strike, is so uncalled for. Shut your mouths, do your votes. When you're going to go on strike, the law says you have to give 2 weeks notice in order to go on strike. Then bring out to the public, to the parents in a letter saying this is going to happen. Not doing what they're doing now. It's freaking pathetic, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, pissed the
Teachers,
fuck right on.
they're interesting because I've never been a fan of school. I only went to school because humans told me that I had to. They're like, you have to go to school, you have to get your high school diploma because this is what society expects from you. And I said, seems like the humans expect a lot from me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess I will go through this schooling system. But some of the teachers at the time when I was going to school, they just didn't seem to be that much smarter than myself, especially since I had to correct them on multiple occasions about certain things in history that they were just merely choosing what they wanted to teach.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's
He's phased out again, I think.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, LG man, how you doing, bud?
What's up,
Not
LD?
much,
What up,
man.
kids? How's it going?
Yeah, I heard all this talk about the lawnmower man and Skynet, so I figure that was my cue to come on in here.
Prometheus, go away.
maybe spread.
Uncle
You know
Elon.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Your
absolutely.
Uncle Elon.
This life form stuck in a human body has got a few things to say. What up, Roberto? I heard your shout out earlier, brother. This is for you.
Respect, yo.
That's for you, bro. That's for
Thank you, man. Thank you, LDG.
I've been in and out. I've been in and out on the conversation, guys. Today's been a very emotional day and a lot of things going on.
I feel you, man.
I saw the jump to the school conversation there right when I got in, but what was the Skynet talk about? Were we talking about a movie or were we talking about real life implementation?
I was talking about how Uncle Elon would like to separate the phone from our hands and just put it directly into our brain, and ascend and become a greater being, I guess.
Oh, you're talking about I know Kung Fu Matrix shit.
Yeah,
pretty much, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally down for that. Totally down for that.
Disguised as something else, though, because like I said, Elon wants to do Neuralink as I want to help people get their limbs back, and then no worries.
What up, LVG?
What's going on, Anzo? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Isn't that how I Am Legend happened? I think I Am Legend was like, we found the cure for cancer, and then that's how the zombies came or whatever.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah, the vampire zombie hybrid.
Right.
I'm waiting for the first batch of these vaccine people to turn into zombies.
Yeah.
I'm like,
didn't we just lose somebody? Hank Aaron or something?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
From the vaccine.
He was 84. A legend though, man.
I don't think it was from the vaccine.
He died from the vaccine?
Yeah. No, I don't think it was the vaccine either.
Okay.
No.
That might have
died in his sleep or something like that.
Yeah, he's old, but they were saying he recently took the vaccine, and maybe there was, and you know how they could be spinning it.
They're just looking to pad the numbers. I don't understand this shit now. Now, you know what? I feel like it's just a sponge, just soaking in it and letting it out, soaking it up, letting it out. You come like a numb to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, when it comes to these upgrades, knowing humans, there's a catch with everything. I don't believe that these particular humans would somehow give me technological upgrades and it's just out of their kindness of their heart. I think they are going to try to control me or use me for various missions. So,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to lay out my conditions. Like, if you decide to go through with this and it's successful, I don't want to be controlled, but I would also take in consideration that humans don't listen and they would probably just do it anyway.
They
Right.
stick that chip in you and trigger it. There you go.
So Terrence
Yeah, they're
would
going to
say,
have like some kind of words to say, and it's going to be like a Winter Soldier scenario. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
Terrence would say, just give me the USA and I'll do whatever you want. Make me the leader. I'll run it and I'll kill everybody you want me to kill with my enhancements.
That's
my
funny.
my thing is I would prefer to select my targets because I feel like the humans that they would want me to kill, I might be in a position where I disagree because their reasoning behind it won't make sense to my person.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, I would like to select my targets because your goal seems to be just everything in general, which I don't really have too much of a problem with, but I would like to aim and have a particular agenda in mind instead of just, going wild.
That is right.
Well,
Terrence, the Winter
even
Soldier.
RoboCop had an off switch.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he also was good too. So, he ended up being a good guy. But the things that I have in mind, I don't think that a lot of humans would deem it to be good. But in time, I feel they will come to understand that it's absolutely necessary based off of the behavior I've been seeing over 32 years.
Exactly. LDG, what's up? You had something you want to get off your chest, brother?
I do, Anzo, but I'm not gonna do it here tonight. I'm kind of at Zen right now, and if I start on something, brother, I don't want it to splatter across your channel right now. I no, I just want to chill and hang out with people I know and my friends and just ride the wave right now. There's no need to make more waves than already has been made. Nothing comes from chaos. You just got to learn from your mistakes and go forward and new. And I think I've learned a lot of bit in the last 48 hours, and I think I'm gonna learn from those mistakes other people have made, and maybe make a few changes going forward. Because nothing will come from me ranting and getting emotional and getting angry. Nothing's going to come from it. You just got to learn from your mistakes, make changes, and move forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that sounds like something one of my martial arts masters told me a long time ago. But at the time when I was dealing with a lot of pain and rage, I said that these particular functions are not always useful, but if you can channel it, and depending on the type of chaos we're talking about, it can prove to be very beneficial.
For real. Absolutely. And I see here it's Metal Taco said, explain Aunt Karen took the vaccine healthy when he took it and now dead 2 weeks later. I was looking it up. It says natural causes, but I'm trying to find where it says he actually took the vaccine. So I don't know. I didn't hear that, but I'll do research on that one. Definitely. I'll do some research on that.
So, guys, I wanted to ask, whatever you ranted about before, it seemed very emotional. Was that your initial rant that you wanted to get off your chest this Wednesday?
Which one? The one with my
with the schooling, yes. Because
that was one of my.
I know that's personal to you. I've heard that before, that story before. So I know that's a deep one. You still haven't purged it yet. But did you come with something else tonight?
Well, I said, hold on a second. Well, I did. I came out with the whole. What the hell was it? I spoke for a while before.
You guys need to
Oh
stop.
yeah,
Oh,
the censoring. I spoke about the censoring.
Oh,
The
that was
censoring
you?
and the school thing. Yeah. That
You
Okay.
was
guys need
it.
to stop smoking during the show. You'll remember what the fuck we were talking about.
Oh, you're touching that too?
No. I
I
can't.
was,
Man.
but whatever.
I can't.
I caught that. I caught that.
Well, I waited this because this one's was a little potent, so I'm waiting for it to come
hot.
down a bit before I start talking, so I don't fucking lose thought too often.
It's just frustrating, right? Because it's not an easy situation for nobody, and I'm going to get a little bit serious here. The ways we're living in now with confinement and curfew, there's many people out there that have mental illness, and it's a serious thing. As much as it doesn't get the attention it needs to get, it's real. It's a real problem. And right now, the medical system is actually bursting at its seams because there's not enough people answering those phones for these people that really need it. And the only thing I can say is for anybody out there that knows someone who has mental illness, check up on them, make sure they're okay, because it can get very scary for these people, especially when there are people that usually go outside and do things. They can't do that now. So just be kind to each other, and if you know anybody, man, reach out and make sure everything's good, because every day is a gift. It's gonna get better. It's a rough road, but you guys are not alone. We're not alone. That's why I love this community. Like I said many times when on my outros, I say, I thank you guys for having me and stuff, because you're part of my therapy, and it's true. It is. All right. So enough with that. That's what, just wanted to throw that out, and
But this is like therapy, though, man.
It can save lives, man. It can
100%.
save lives. It can absolutely save lives.
I look at it like, we're living pressure, and every day we're just building up pressure inside. And if you don't have that little whistling release on top, it's not healthy.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to think that this show is that whistling thing on top, because we talk about, like, Danny said, we talked about some shit that black people don't talk about, man. You know why? Because we don't give a shit. This whole macho whatever, they're all setbacks.
For real.
And if we can get to somebody, I don't know how old our audience is, but I know I'm pretty up there. But if I, as a wannabe mentor, could lead somebody the right way and avoid stupidities that I never had someone lead me. Everything was trial and error, more error than trial. But if I could just do that, that's my reward.
Absolutely.
And Anzo could tell you that even in work, I always put myself out there for people. And even through my journeys where I went out there for people and they actually turned on me, where I saved their job and they caused me to lose my job down the road, it didn't change me. It just made me realize that you can't help everybody.
Exactly.
That's right.
Well,
we can't help. Sorry, Charles. You can't help people. You can try to help people, but at the end, they have to help themselves as well.
Exactly.
Right? They need to want that help, and that's the important thing. If you can get to that point, then your job is
to
done.
some people. You're just a step. You're just a process. You're there for a greater cause to them.
Absolutely.
So regardless of your faith in helping them, you're just a victim.
Even if it costs yourself.
Yeah.
Which that hits home for me right now, guys.
I don't have anything on my chest, so to speak. My training does not allow for that. I have to be mentally strong all the time. In fact, that's how I started at the age of 14. So for a little more than 18 years, I've been training my mind and body. So my training does not allow for that. However, I am very much aware of the suffering that I see from various humans around me. So when I'm able, I try to talk to them and get them to understand the idea of willpower and inner strength. but they have to choose to accept it and build upon that.
Absolutely. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink it. You know what I mean?
You can't even make him drink it.
You can always kick him in the balls at that point, you know.
Yeah, good luck with that too.
Yeah, because that horse will kick you right the fuck back.
Well, I didn't say you wouldn't get hurt.
But at the end of the day,
I think I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, LG. Go ahead.
The key to helping yourself, and this is a secret that I learned. It's what's the analogy I can put behind this? It's like trying to learn something from a monk, where they try to teach you something, and it isn't until you turn it upside down that you figure out how to do the most simplest thing. In order to help yourself, you have to put yourself second.
Absolutely.
And people think that helping themselves means putting themselves first, because it's the most logical first thing you think of. Well, if I'm going to help myself, that means I come first. And that's a trap. That's a trap. That might get you a couple feet forward, but it's going to get you a lot feet. It's going to get you miles behind in the long run. And once you put yourself second, and you take yourself, and you realize that without everybody else, without everything else around you, you are nothing. Maybe you see something, and you see a way forward.
I agree with what you're saying, and at the point that if you're helping someone else, sometimes you have to be well as well, right? Because if you're going through your own breakdown and stuff, it's hard to help someone else. That's why in an airplane, right, when the oxygen level breaks, what's the rule they tell you? When you're going to grab that mask, you have to put that mask on yourself before you can help someone else, right? But I agree with what you're saying, but just want to point out that, but you yourself have to be in a right state in order to help someone else.
That is correct. Yeah. Just want to say this real quick too. I just got a text and I won $750 million, guys.
Oh, nice, man. Hey, we're out.
All right. When's my check coming to pick me up?
Yeah, well, cash that shit and we're all going out to drink.
My one of my friends recently told me, because he had called me and he was crying. And at first I thought it was over a female because that is his usual pattern. Mm-hmm. But he said that he was upset because he was afraid to lose his job, that he felt that it was seconds away from being taken away from him. And then he asked me, he said, Terrence, what are you afraid to lose? And I said, nothing. And then I told him that for years I was trying to warn various humans and friends that you have to train yourself to be strong to deal with any situation, and train yourself to not be so attached to things. And then I told him that when I was watching, I believe it was Star Wars Episode 3, when Yoda told Anakin that you have to train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose. And that wasn't the first time that I've heard movie characters say exactly what I've said, you know, in the Terrence way. And there was a long pause, and he got upset at me, and he said that he's like, well, unfortunately, I'm not as strong as you are. And then I said to him that everything that he needs is already inside of him, but he is making the choice to be weak when he can choose to be strong. He has to not fill his head with negative thoughts, as that is the easier thing to do.
That is correct. And I will agree with that, because even me, like, you know, it's like sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job, or I'm doing this and I lose my job. And I've lost many jobs and I've always found something better. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, man, because Roberto will tell you, when we were at Sittel, man, you know, I was number one there, and then things started going off and they fired me for no reason at all. Right? They made up some excuse, said I said some shit. So I'm like, all right, I'll see you guys in court. I sued them. I got like $6,000 from them because they fired me without merit or anything. I was there for 4 years. But the job I got after that, man, the money that I was making at that job was it didn't even compare to the one that they fired me from. You know, so sometimes it may seem like it's, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What is this? But just sometimes, man, it's a blessing in disguise, man. You know, maybe you're feeling comfortable in the job you're in. You know what I mean? And losing it makes you go out there and hustle again. And then you meet somebody or you learn some more different things about yourself where it's like, you know what? Maybe I could do this shit myself. You never know, man. So you got to take it with like a grain of salt, man. And people used to always tell me like, oh my God, what you went through with your parents, you were so strong. You were so strong. And I was like, no, it wasn't. You know what I mean? But then when I go back and think about it, it's a lot stronger than I thought I was, you know, to go through
That's
that and do what I had to do.
that's another thing that he kept saying too was blessing. Like he said, I need to be blessed, or I should pray. Should I pray? And he kept saying that at different points. And he was saying, Terrence, what should I do? And I was like, well, even though I believe in a deity in the sense of, God and Jesus, I do not ask them for help. I like to do stuff on my own because I get my strength from myself. And he was like, what does that mean? And I was like, well, like I told him, I was like, you told me that you get your strength from God and your family and your friends. I'm like, I draw my strength, my source of strength from myself. So in that way, it can never run out and it's always consistent and it's not based on anything that can become questionable at a certain point based on whatever emotion that you're feeling at the time. So he paused again and he got really upset and he's like, I'll call you back. And it took him a couple hours to do so. And then he was still mad when he called back. And he's like, this doesn't make any sense. You can't be like that. And how does that work? And I'm like, well, that's why, it took time, having training. I had to completely erase the stuff that I was programmed with because it didn't agree with my person. And I had to come up with something for me. So this is merely the Terrence method. And I'm not suggesting that you do the same. But what I am telling you is that if you are feeling a large amount of pain, you need to understand that you are in control of that and you can get rid of it when you choose to.
That's correct.
100.
You gotta be strong. You gotta live for you. Gotta do things for you. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, sometimes, hey, man, I don't know, maybe it's because I smoke weed or something. But if I lose the job, like I lost the job, I was like, okay, it's fucked up. You're like, God damn it, right? But then you go out there and you look and you hunt and you realize that there are things better than what you were currently doing.
I think it's called comfort. You get so comfortable in this realm that you convince yourself through fear to not step out of it. Here's an example, because I feel you, Anzo, what you said, and this is my scenario. We all do things sometimes that we think we can't or we say we can't, and that feeling we get when we do it is euphoric. It's like raises the hairs on the back of your neck, and you're like, why did I wait so long to do that? Why can't you just continue to see that may apply to everything that you're afraid to step out of? For me, in my case, training. I've always wanted to lose weight. I've always wanted to have abs, but I didn't want to diet. I didn't want to do this. I kept making excuses. My life doesn't permit it. I don't want to walk around with Tupperware, blah, blah, blah. My buddy says, why don't you work out first thing in the morning? I could barely get up for work. How the hell am I going to get up to work out and then go to work? I had every excuse. Never gave him the benefit of the doubt to even try it and see. The day I did it, the feeling I had was like, holy fuck, I can't believe this. Why did I wait this long to do this? So I went to the gym. I did a fasted workout. I woke up so early that I decided I'm not going to eat, because if I eat, it's going to ruin my day. So I went to work out on an empty stomach. I had the workout of my life. Took a shower, ate breakfast, went to work. I had the best energetic day at work. Like, no yawning, no craving, no sweets, no. The day flew by. And I was like, what? Let me try this again tomorrow. I felt the same way. When I did the third person perspective that I like to do, take that step back, I'm like, holy shit, you have abs. You look amazing. You feel amazing. Why don't you just keep doing these things that you keep preventing yourself from doing if this is the feeling you get when you do it?
For real.
I think we're just prone to be the biggest procrastinators. And we're so busy helping other people, we don't help ourselves, like LDG said. We got to help ourselves first before we can help others.
That feeling is interesting that you said there, Roberto, because for me, when I started, training, I never felt good initially because it was all about rage and stuff, and I used that to get through the training. So I didn't have that sort of feeling of feeling good. I was just like, I need to do this, and this is what I need to do, and then that's what drove me. And I had one goal for an appearance at that time, which was to go from 97 pounds to 130. And, I ended up getting 38 pounds of muscle and going to 135. And that was the only time that I was actually focusing on appearance per se. But other than that, just was all about kind of just being showered with this whole rage thing and trying to channel it. So that way, I don't end up taking myself out due to the rage and pain getting to be too much, because there weren't any humans around that could tell me anything good. They did not have the words. As I say, they were not smart enough to help me. They had their good intentions, certain friends, maybe certain family members, but they didn't have the words. And if you don't have the words, you will never reach me.
Yeah, for real.
It's all about the connection, right?
If you don't take the time to respect everyone as an individual, you won't get the same results.
Absolutely.
But that's one of the things that is wrong, is like people don't respect other people, man. You know what I mean?
For me, respect is the trait that's most affecting today. It's almost eliminated. Like, back in the day, you'd see the cross guard or the Boy Scout helping the lady across the street. Now how I envision that meme is he's trying to help her, but the old lady is smashing him with the purse, saying, "Did I tell you I wanted to cross the street?" Like, I feel like the good guy is gonna get fucking smashed now.
Usually.
Yeah, like more so than ever. That's what I feel. Like,
that's why I'm such a dick, man.
Look, if you really go ahead, Terrence.
No, that's kind of funny, because I've been in situations with friends and family, and specifically with females. They're like, "Oh, you're not gonna, help her to the chair, or you're not gonna open the door." And I say stuff like, "Well, she can do it herself. She's not crippled." You know what I mean? Or like, if she can get the door and she's not holding a bunch of bags, then I allow her to do it, out of respect for her capabilities. And that's as far as it goes. It's not meant to be anything bad, but I feel like humans have a way of twisting things because they're just programmed to do that. And because you don't do what they think is right, then that happens. I'm like, so in your opinion, because I did not pull out the chair and she sits down and I push her up, that means that I am some sort of asshole according to human classification. This is silly to me, because I've heard different things from various females that some are like, well, you should have done that. No, you were right to let me do it myself. And I just say, you know what? How about if I feel like helping, I'm going to do that. And if I don't, I don't. You can feel however you want about it, but just know that none of my intentions are bad, period.
Exactly. And it's like you said, I've done that. I've opened the door for someone, and they looked at me like, "What am I doing?" You know what I mean? Didn't say thank you, nothing. Just walked through, and I was like, "Okay, well, I mean, I was just trying to be nice." But some people are like, "Oh, I don't need no one to open the door for me. I don't need this. I don't need that." You know? So I was like, "Okay."
I had a similar
Right.
situation. I said something though. I was like, "Oh, really? You're not going to say thank you?" Like loud, and they were just like, "Whatever."
When I was
I'm like, I work for you now.
no, when I was 16, I did that. I was with my dad.
Right.
You know what I mean? We went to the store, and I opened up the door, and a woman walked by, and she didn't say thank you. And I was like, "So what? You don't say thank you?" And my dad was like, "Yo, don't say nothing. You did it because you did it. Who gives a fuck if they don't say thank you or not? That's not on you. That's on them." So I never.
He's right. He's right. He's right.
So
Yeah,
I never,
But
he
it's
was
nice
right,
to
but
be noticed, right?
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
nice to be noticed. It's not like you have to say it, you know. Not everybody practices common courtesy.
Yeah.
But when you do and someone doesn't, it's pretty evident.
That is correct. What were you going to say, Terrence?
No, I was like, you know, he was right, but I mean, just the different situations that I've been in, because there are times where, you know, I'll go out and if I'm not with friends, I'm like, I don't want any of these humans to talk to me outside of if I ask you for something. So, you know, you'd have these moments where, you know, I wouldn't say anything, and those humans would look at me like, this motherfucker is disrespectful as shit. And then that's not what it is at all. It's just I don't care, but that's how they take it. And then other times, like I said, you know, I will like not say anything, and then you know you'll have the lady there, and she's like struggling with the bags or whatever, and I might get the door, and then that happens, and then you know I can get either a thank you or she'll give me a look or whatever, and I'm just like I've experienced all that, but you know again, like I don't care what humans think as long as I know what I'm doing, you know, which is what matters because I've been in too many situations where um, you know, you had large numbers of humans, you know, criticizing me and just like the only thing that was missing was like the pitchforks in the fire kind of deal. So I'm just like, if you have just one human in particular that's upset because I didn't follow their etiquette, I just shake my head and go like, yep, this human, and I just walk away.
For real. LDG, you were saying something?
His mic's off.
Oh yeah, he's muted. I'll come back to him. But yeah, I feel you guys, man. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, this world has been changed. It's not like it was when we were growing up. Things are totally different, man. Down to censorship, down to things we watch on TV. It's just like, I'm glad I grew up when I did.
Hasn't it always been like that though? Like our parents told us how they went through, and their parents told them how they went through.
Yeah.
It's just a cycle of life, right?
Yeah.
But I think where the cycle's getting fucked up is our kids don't want to hear our shit.
Yeah,
like you know, that was you and that was then. This is us and this is now.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. And
yeah,
if you ignore history, then you can never move forward.
Facts.
You're doomed to repeat it.
Well,
repeat it.
You can still. I feel like you can still do and say certain things. It's just a matter of having a spine. Like if you look at entertainment, it's not so much that they can't make certain movies and shows. It's just that they're too scared to do so.
Yeah.
You know, like Taika Waititi when he did Jojo Rabbit. You know, that's like one of those movies where you know most creators would be afraid to make that. You know, when you have, you know, a kid set around that time, and you know you're dealing with the whole World War II and Nazis and all that, and this little kid has an imaginary friend that's Adolf Hitler. Like most humans would just run out of the room. They're like, we can't touch that. But he was just like, I'm a filmmaker, and I think that this will have a certain story that humans can learn from once they get over their own fears about what they should and should not be hearing and seeing. And I was like, yeah, that's true. There's a lot of powerful messages in the movie that's mixed in with the silliness, you know, that sort of behavior is unacceptable and that you shouldn't do that. And you know, you have to, you know, watch that to find out. But I'm like, that is an example that you can absolutely do that. but you have to be willing to do it.
Look at
And there
Spike
are
Lee.
plenty of individuals that will support you when you do it.
That is correct.
Right.
Absolutely.
Spike Lee gets no love, even though his movies touch base. Almost every movie Spike Lee touches base with reality more than any other movie I've seen. He gets no love because he's touching bases that they don't want to be touched. Like his latest movie, I'm dying to see it. I think I saw it maybe get airtime once on TV.
Which one?
The one with I don't know the title. It has to do with the what's going on in today.
The
Kids
cop
being
one.
shot and the parents rebel. The parents had enough. Enough is enough kind of movie, and they don't want that. It might start a chain. It might start a momentum. It might touch enough people that say, you know what? This movie is how I've been feeling. This movie is what I've been feeling for a long time. Now it's out there. Now I could speak about it. They don't want that shit to happen.
It's American skin.
You're talking about something of substance, which is what I've been saying for years. Like, they're not going to push a movie like V for Vendetta as much as, say, The Avengers. There's no fucking way they're going to do that. V for Vendetta is just like one of those things where you just had to either have read the graphic novel or seen the movie, which is a pretty damn good adaptation, by the way, on top of the acting from Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman. But like, I'm just like, if certain humans were to become more aware of this, the impact that it can have in different walks of life is amazing. And then, they also don't know it's a comic book thing too. So it's just, there's so many things wrapped up in there that even though it's an older film, it still resonates today, and humans have to discover it because it makes you think about things like, with something like, The Avengers is fun, but we're not really doing that much thinking. We're cheering, we're eating popcorn, we're high-fiving, and then that's pretty much it, right? That's what they want us to focus on. But what about the films like that really make you think,
and especially
about what's going on in the world?
Yep.
Those are the movies I love. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about The Truman Show, but that movie really touched me when I saw it. Because I went to see it not knowing what it was about. Like, the wife and I would just say, let's go see that movie. And those were the best times. There was no giving us insight. We just went and took it for what it was worth. And that movie touched me so much. But then again, my ego can't really talk about a movie like that. There's no shooting, no gangsters, no killing. You can't really talk about a movie like that with your friends. But every time I was alone, that movie just touched me in ways like, was it meant to touch me like that? Am I the only one? Am I the only one that saw these things in the movie? A movie like that to me is captivating. That's what I'm seeing what Danny's saying. I don't want to overthink. I don't want to have to watch a movie and then watch another movie that's going before that movie that I've already watched. I don't know what's happening then because it's before what I've already seen. So it's a little too much math for me. I like a movie that makes you think, not calculate.
Well, you know what though? With a lot of movies and shows, I feel like it's not so much that they make you overthink as much as it is that a lot of movies don't make you think enough, is what it is. So when something does come along that forces the audience to think just a little bit, they feel like they're being overwhelmed because they think they have to have entertainment over thought when you can really combine both. And then it also comes down to, taste and preference from that particular individual.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It's funny you say that, Terrence, because now that I think about what movie have I seen that really grabbed me that wasn't a Marvel or action hero movie? And again, maybe it's The Chronic I Smoked that came from Vancouver. I can't remember the title. But it was based, I'm sure I'm going to say it, and Josh is going to know, it's based on a true story about that Russian mobster guy who drove that black guy.
Black Mass? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not Black Mass.
He drove that Green Book.
Green Book. Oh, Green Book's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Movie was excellent. That movie was like I was sitting on the edge of my seat, and I haven't really seen anything that grabbed me like that since.
I really like the story, but I have some issues with cinematography. But that's neither here nor there, though. The point
that's a little detail for me.
The acting is excellent, and the cinematography works for the time period. So I've come to accept it a little bit more. I was going to recommend 2 films that are very good, that deal with very important issues, and they talk about their surroundings and their settings. That would be Tangerine and The Florida Project.
Yep.
Check those. Oh, Terrence already knows. Yeah, check those out.
Yeah, I love movies. Yeah.
You seen both of them, Terrence?
Yeah, I've seen both of them.
Oh, okay.
Tangerine is about a trans black prostitute in LA, and The Florida Project is about a lower class motel area in Orlando with a single mother who's also a prostitute. But they're very deep, man. They're hard to watch sometimes too.
Sounds like something I would definitely watch though.
Yeah.
See, like, there's a difference between, so like movies like that and many others that we can mention.
American
a lot
History.
of times, like you can see that, they're deep films. With other things, that it could be something that's more disguised, and you would have to watch it. Like, I remember, like for example, I remember when the movie Watchmen was coming out, and I read that graphic novel before I saw the movie. It was something that I had heard about, but I hadn't got my hands on. So for me, with my comic book experience, I was always able to get it from someone I knew. That's how I was able to read it. I've only purchased all of like 20 comic books in my entire life. So my buddy had it, I read it, and I was like, already got my ticket for the movie. Now it's time for me to watch it. So it's like with the appearance, you see the Dr. Manhattan, he's blue and he's naked and stuff like that. Just from looking at it, a lot of humans can be very dismissive of it, like, oh, what is this? And this is just going to be the same old thing. But when you actually watch the movie or read the graphic novel, there are so many important themes in terms of history and how humans go from a peaceful environment to something destructive based on political ideas, and how that leads to war and certain individuals' ideas of what they should do to stop it or slow it down, which brings you into like the characters of the Minutemen and the Watchmen, that they're trying to take it upon themselves to help humanity because they refuse to help themselves. And what happens to them and their family when they get caught up in the crossfire. There's so many important things that are there. And, the Watchmen as a storyline, I feel like a lot of comic books, pulled from that in terms of that sort of storytelling, the breaking down of the superhero genre, but applying it to real world scenarios. And how, if you could just think about like this pandemic that we're in, what the difference would be if we had just one of those characters and you put them in real life, how that could have, saved a lot of humans and how that could have stopped a lot of suffering. There's many ways to think about it, but you may not necessarily, think that has all that just by the way it looks.
Yeah, there's a lot of things out there you wouldn't think have hidden messages or are pretty deeper than we thought, you know what I mean? But I love those type of movies to think. There's one that I watched the other day, which was called The Night in Miami. And it's basically, there's some truth to it. There's a little bit of fiction in it, but it's Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Sam Cooke.
Oh, yeah, that's my next one.
Jim Brown, where they're all in a hotel room. And that movie was fucking amazing. That was
it?
Movie. Yeah, it's really good, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna watch this weekend. We were gonna watch it, but we thought it was a documentary, and I'm like, I can't do another documentary right now. And then that guy playing Muhammad Ali is actually from Halifax.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's a little big for Muhammad Ali.
It's a nephew of someone that I used to work with a while back.
Oh really?
Yeah, I started bigging him up on Facebook.
Nice.
But it's getting like, I think Rotten Green Tomatoes gave it 98%.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that should be nominated for an Oscar, hands down. It's really good. I was impressed with that movie, the acting and everything. I mean, I heard someone say that the guy didn't embody Malcolm X, and I was like, yes, he did. He didn't do as good as Denzel Washington did, but he did,
That's
man. Even
Denzel, yo.
yeah, exactly. But even to the way he was sitting in the chair and everything, like the movie was amazing, bro. It's definitely a good watch.
Right. See, it's the power of word of mouth, right? Like, I mean, when it comes to critics, I don't trust most critics because they tend to be biased. So I do like to, see for myself,
Mm-hmm.
because it seems like a lot of them already have
Agenda.
their mind made up of
Yeah.
how they're going to rate certain movies and shows before they even see it.
Mm-hmm.
But certain films and shows that have all these powerful messages in it, that may be the case, but it's like if it doesn't appeal to the masses, like they're looking for these big hits, right? Which is why a lot of these films they go under the radar. And if you don't watch like some kind of award show, the Oscars or something, or you have a buddy that saw it, these films just you don't know about them, but those are some of the best ones, the
Mm-hmm.
ones you don't know about, so but you also have to look at it on the same side of that coin that movies and shows are designed to be entertaining. So hopefully, while you're getting whatever messages you're getting, hopefully you're entertained as well in the process.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And most of them, unless you see, if the agenda is too out in front, then the movie's not entertaining and the message get lost. But if you put it in a good story, man, it doesn't beat that.
I will say American History X, it might not be the most entertaining. It's very hard to watch, but
No, it was very entertaining.
It was very entertaining.
Oh,
I've
no,
seen that movie countless
it's entertaining
times.
to me, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean, based on what you were saying about. But yeah, no, it's hard hitting,
Right.
hard hitting.
No, that movie was good.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to what you're saying, like, individuals like some of my friend's mom, my aunt, my grandma, they have a hard time with stuff like American History X, Amistad, 12 Years a Slave,
Mm-hmm.
or even something like American Gods, which is a truly underrated show, because they touch on the things that humans are afraid to look at. Especially if it comes with some sort of experience or they have a sort of knowledge based on whatever it is that they're showing.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes if you're able to step out of your comfort zone, you might find yourself truly delighted by what you're seeing and hearing. But you would have to be willing to get over that hump, So I've been in those situations where, I've shown certain films to certain friends and family members, like, I think that you should watch this one. The other 10 that you mentioned to me, I feel like you're gonna watch that on your own, and everyone's gonna see it because those are the big ones. Everybody's kind of jumping off the roof about it, but I feel like these ones right here deserve more attention, but they won't get it because of it's too real for a lot of people. I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm. When I'm thinking about that, really touched me too, and was Cry Freedom, man, with Denzel Washington. Yo, that movie, when I seen that movie like hit a chord in me too, man. But I love that movie. I if it comes on, I'll watch it all the time, man. I love that movie.
The movie that I remember getting enraged watching was Mississippi Burning.
That's another one too.
That movie, man, got my blood pumping.
But you see, the thing is, these movies, that's what they were supposed to do, right? We wouldn't get that today. You wouldn't get a Mississippi Burning today. They wouldn't make that movie today. You know what I mean? It's like,
they do have like The Help and 12 Years a Slave, and I'm trying to think.
Watered down.
But
when it comes to Mississippi Burning and shit, those are watered down.
Sure.
Even 12
They're
years.
not feature films. They're like bootleg kind of.
Fruitvale Station, great movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, like it. I guess it just depends, right? Because showing a lot of stuff and saying a lot of stuff, may or may not have impact depending on who's watching it. But sometimes, if the person is really good with their writing, they can have something subtle and it still hits a certain way. Like I remember Now, this is a silly ass show, but Legends of Tomorrow, right? You know, the characters, the heroes, they do a lot of time traveling. But when it got to when they had to go back to the 50s and 60s when they were dealing with the black character Jefferson, you know, I was just like, oh shit, you know, I wonder how they're going to address this in that context. And then they even told him like, hey, you know, I don't know if you want to go here because they weren't kind to your people. So I was like, oh, okay, you know, they're acknowledging that, and it sort of created a sort of tension there. And then when the characters got there, they were mistreated. You know, they weren't saying like the hard N word and stuff, but I was like, okay, like that's a pretty clever way of doing it in this context. And I felt like, you know, the audience was still able to understand like, wow, like, you know, these people are treated less than like animals, you know, and you had them tied up and they're talking about they couldn't eat and go outside. And I was able to get that just slightly different from like say Amistad, where you know, it just was really graphic. So I think it just depends on what it is.
You're right, because I seen that episode. I remember those episodes. Those were well done, the way they did it. Because I was doing the same thing too. I was like, okay, so they're going back in time. There's no way he can go with that.
Right,
you know what I mean? I was like, there's no way. So they told me, you need to stay and stuff. I mean, they still because the black girl went with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
The black girl went with them, and they kind of showed that she wasn't, but in real life, like she couldn't have went at all.
Right, yeah, Vixen, yeah,
she couldn't have went at all. But I get the point that they were trying to make, and they did a good job on that.
Remember Higher Learning?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I watched that.
Dangerous Minds with Coolio. I remember
wait. If you're gonna mention Dangerous Minds, we got to mention 187 with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love 187. Phalanges.
Yeah. Those were great movies, man.
Absolutely.
Man, yeah, they don't make them like that. Like that's, I feel like those were a product of their time. You know, especially with the schooling systems in certain areas in America. So I feel like today, it'd be just a little harder to make that, you know, more convincing, but you know, the person can still watch that knowing that it's from then and it has a realism to it, you know.
I agree. And even shit, I just had it in my head and I forgot the movie popped right out. But yeah, even like those type of movies, Higher Learning, what was I going to say? Fuck. I had the movie in my head, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
I have another.
Were you thinking about The Substitute or something?
Substitute was good.
With Tom Berenger.
Substitute was good, but that was like, you know,
right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was more of, you know, people getting their ass whooped and stuff.
Right.
The good old Harmony Korine with Kids.
Which one?
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
That was dealt with HIV.
I don't think I've seen that.
Dealt with HIV and you know, just teenage unprotected sex and stuff.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, my ninth grade teacher showed that to our class. You know, as part of the whole sex ed thing.
Oh,
see,
we didn't mention one, Blood In, Blood Out.
Oh, I love Blood In, Blood Out. I love Blood In, Blood Out. But another one I was gonna say, I know we all like people will say Boys in the Hood, but Menace to Society was better.
Man, you know what? I feel like those films are on the same level for different reasons. Like you can really interchange them, and like they have their impact for their messages, and their messages are similar, you know. And like each movie has characters that, you know, humans have said, okay, I like these ones. Oh, I hate that one, and you know, and it just you can really build a really good discussion around both of those films.
I agree 100%.
And Janet Jackson was fine.
Oh yeah, definitely. My partner in crime is from LA. You know, Davey from the 80s. I don't know if he's watching or if he will watch, but we were talking about that the other day, and I was like, dude, like those John Singleton movies, they make me scared. He's like, nah, dude, California's it's not really like that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. Just don't wear a New York hat, he told me.
Yeah, but it used to be though.
No, it used to be.
It used to be. Crazy,
I'm
bro.
I'm sure.
Yeah, no, when I was a kid, No. See, I was on the nice side and bad stuff was still happening. You know, like
Oh, you're
when I would
Kelly?
go over to Compton with my dad and shit, like it's like, okay, when you watch certain movies, you know, like how they tell you, okay, it's this tone and that tone. It seemed like when I would go to Compton, it was a completely different tone in the way that everyone moved and how dangerous everything was. And, you know, you hear these sounds. He's like, you know, my dad would be like, you know, stay in the car and this and that. I'm like, what the fuck? And I had to learn what was going on. So, hell no, that shit was.
I'm going to sound real old right now because you mentioned Compton, right? I had a pen pal in Compton, and he sent me a package. And you know what was in that package? The album NWA.
Nice.
Straight out of Compton. That's what he sent me. Yeah.
Nice.
Because one of the letters like, you like rap music? I'm like, yeah. You like gangster rap? I'm like, I like any type of rap. And he sent me that. The next letter, he sent me a package, and it was that.
Nice.
I definitely you know, grew up with you know, Dre and Pac and Biggie and all of them and you know, people playing it in school and stuff. And I was like, yep, these guys are cool. Yep, this is awesome. We got to play this 10 more times.
Who?
DMX, man. DMX.
Oh, absolutely. All of those guys. Yeah, but I still remember DMX, you know, just doing stuff with Steven Seagal and Jet Li. I remember all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Romeo Must Die.
Yeah, Romeo Must
I was
Die,
being at
Exit Wounds, and all that
and it
stuff.
was so funny because we're in Cotonou where we live, right? It's a mixed community, right? And when that movie came out, like one part of the theater was all the black people, and the one side of the theater was all the Asian people, and then you had the white confused people that didn't know where to go to sit down.
Yeah, it's crazy. Look at your fire, LDG. I like that shit.
Man, that's some jalapeno fire right there.
I'm like, okay, Mephisto, I got you.
That was one hell of a fart, bro.
It's fire.
It's still going.
Now that's a fire.
Save on gas.
You know what? You know what, Aldo? Damn it! I swear, if they probably gonna use that line too. Like, now that's a fire when Mephisto shows up.
From Eddie
Hey, they're going through that. They better use some kind of lines, man.
Well, they better use him. Period. That better not have just been an Easter egg, just mentioning him like that.
Man, they've been doing so many Easter eggs. It's Nightmare, Mephisto, just the Grim Reaper. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
I didn't get to come on.
Terrence, there were so many Easter eggs in that damn first 2 episodes. I literally had to take more medication on my diabetes. Easter eggs, man. All that chocolate almost
just
killed
make
me.
yourself an omelet.
Yeah. I didn't get to do the round table, but I had some. It's all good. I had some theories. I think that the neighbor might be Mephisto, but
I think
you're talking about
that's the wife, though. I think
the happy chick.
What's that?
Yeah,
no,
the neighbor, the one that.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, her husband is Ralph, and Ralph is Mephisto.
Yes. Which I think she made a comment about that. Like,
because I know like that other chick has to be she has to be Agatha, Wanda's mentor. In the
her name is
comics.
Agnes.
Did you notice?
No, I know, but I'm saying like the character Agatha Harkness in the comics, the mentor.
That's who it is. What are you gonna say,
did you notice when they were trying to? Because I'm seeing this thing where they're trying to let Vision in on it without crossing the line. They're trying to nudge him so he finds out, and he thinks he found out by himself. You know what I mean? And not being straight up told. When the neighbor, when them two were out there, and she was like, "No home, no no place to go," blah blah blah. She was testing him, and he was about to cross the line with the whole where, and then she turned around and looked at him, and the face she gave him looked like she was fearing for her freaking life. Not no simple, hey, we're gonna hit a rewind. Absolute fear. And I think that's because she knows about Mephisto and all that, and it's like, no, don't cross that line. So we'll see what happens with that. Next episode is going to be
the guy that or the guy that was in the beekeeper suit that clearly looked like an AIM agent, even though he had a sword emblem. I'm like, okay, I see what you guys are doing here. I'm like, because it would make sense that she would recognize someone from AIM anyway, and they were created by Baron Wolfgang von Strucker. So I'm just like, there's a lot of Easter eggs on top of each other.
Roberto's just chilling. He's just like, what? But now,
speaking Korean right now.
I gotta speak a little more. One more question for everybody except for Roberto, I guess. Is Vision real, or is he just a homunculus situation where it's like he's going to disappear?
I think that was pretty much revealed in the last episode that he's a part of it all. Yeah, he's real and not real at the same time.
Exactly. He doesn't have the Mind Stone, though, right?
She created him. Now you're getting specific. I doubt it's the Mind Stone, but I think she created him just like she created her kids.
Yeah.
So he is real.
It's either that or Sword and AIM and others are in on what's going on, and they've given her some form of control. Like, I mean, it could be so many things, and I feel like they want us to think about all this stuff, and then somebody's gonna be like, "See, I was right," but it's like, well, it's not so much that one person was right as much as it is that there were so many things to focus on, So
yeah,
imagine Vision is just Mystique. Mystique is gonna come out like, haha, I gotcha. No,
man, I would like to think
wicked though.
I would like to think Kevin Feige is going to work on the X-Men a little more than that, versus something like that. That seems to be.
I don't think that would be.
No, I know, but that would be cool and funny. But I'm expecting something more, just really epic. Especially when it comes to Wolverine or Omega Red or somebody like that. Like they would have to have like these huge openings, especially with Wolverine, because you're going to get a new actor more than likely, and there has to be something to where the scene, the setup is so epic that humans, they cheer instead of thinking about how this person isn't as good as Hugh Jackman kind of stuff.
Well, it could be Carl Urban. I think Carl Urban would be a good Wolverine. But
yeah, he already looks like Wolverine in The Boys.
Yeah, he's Australian too. Yeah.
She didn't know then. For a fact she knows now, and she does now have. She didn't have control then. She has control now after what she did to what's her name. And I mean, it was so scary that within minutes. I mean, because this tells it all right here.
Yeah. Absolutely. No,
okay, first of all, when she made that face, like, I don't know if I was the only one laughing when she was like, "Yeah, your brother got killed by Ultron." I was like, "She's not gonna like that."
Yeah, for real.
Like, you're just opening up that wound.
And she didn't like that shit.
Yeah, that was it.
What
it's
did
game.
you say?
Yeah,
I'd have been like, "Well, Wanda, your brother, he got killed in a whack way. He got shot." That's right, Wanda. And then she's just gonna start letting loose. I'm like, open up that multiverse.
But did you see how she started backpedaling after that? Why don't we sit down and
right. Yeah. I mean, I understand that sort of response, like I get it. But sometimes in life you don't get to say anything else after you mention the brother.
I knew sooner or later Caleb would have to come with something. We all know off that fishy pum pum.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the credit sequence, the credit sequence at the end. I just wish it was a little bit longer. I don't think it was long enough at all.
Longer?
Yeah, sure.
15 minutes of credits not
yeah,
long
the credits are like 30 minutes long. Yeah.
The credits are so long, you could have a show off the credits.
I'm waiting for the next episode to automatically play, and I have to wait till tomorrow.
I'm just waiting on something that I find entertaining within the show, because right now it's like, for me, it's fine, but I'm not enjoying it. I'm kind of waiting on like a big spectacle, which is probably going to come near the end.
And Roberto,
jet lag. No, that's jet lag. That's when they take a movie and they cut it up and make a series out of it, and we're all experiencing that right now, because they should have released it all. They should have released all of it, or at least the first day. They should have at least 3 episodes.
Shoot, one of my
So,
friends is
dude,
talking like WandaVision, like it's the Captain America, the Winter Soldier or something. I'm like, what the fuck kind of
no,
show did you watch?
it's more like the Matrix. It's more like a Matrix Truman Show kind of.
Mr. Anderson.
But no, Anzo hit on a point last week that what they're most likely going to do, even though this next episode, I'm saying this should be the episode to watch now that she knows, we know that she knows that we know that she knows. But they'll most likely pull the rug under us and give us one filler episode. So we're most likely, it's going to be episode 5 that we think episode 4 is going to be. And episode 4 is now going to be the outside world, a filler episode, like what's happening on the outside. And we're only going to get the last 5 seconds of Wanda saying something at the end of the next episode back inside. Ooh, Mac Attack. Oh, and I don't have my icon ready. Freaking Mac Attack.
Roberto, I know.
I just want to see. I just want to see Quicksilver die again. That'll be funny.
Dude, I hope you bring him back. I love that Quicksilver too, and they brought back the right one. Thank you, God.
I was gonna say to Roberto, I don't know if I'd recommend it to you, man, to just be like, "Oh, I wonder what they're talking about." And
just start watching it.
I would
Roberto,
definitely not recommend WandaVision to Roberto.
No, Roberto, because look.
Even if there's
Roberto, look,
curiosity,
I'm a Marvel fan, Roberto, and I'm not enjoying the show at the moment. I'm hoping that will change, but
like the first 2 episodes, well, 3 episodes, it's like a 60s sitcom or 50s sitcom. I guarantee you would put it on and you'd be like, "What the fuck is?" That's what my son said.
I just saw a little commercial for it, and I'm like, "What's with the concept?"
my son was like,
Right.
"What the fuck did I watch?" He's like, "I thought I was watching some superhero shit. What is this crap?"
Like, why is the industry trying so hard? Like, what happened that it's so difficult to make a blockbuster? They can only just keep working off of older movies.
Because
Marvel got backlash for doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing, so that's like they try to do something different, and then it winds up being.
And you realize that it's not entirely different, but the mystery is what's keeping individuals on top of them loving Marvel as a whole. It's like, well, the formula that they've laid out, which is how I say that they're formulaic, is that you are forced to watch all their shows and movies because they connect. And if you're new to the party or you skipped out on something, you'll be missing information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck is that? And why is this person here? I thought he died, and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
Yeah. And to answer your question, but I think it's because the bar is set a lot higher than it was back in the day. You know what I mean? It's like now it's like, oh, if certain movies don't make $1 billion, it's a failure. You know what I mean? Like, this movie still made $600 million. You're telling me that's a failure? You know, it's like they set the bar too high, man.
Like the cost that it took to make this new James Bond movie. It costs so much money that they don't want to release it until the theaters are open so they can
smart. They're smart for that.
It's very smart.
Back anyway, though, it's not going to make all that.
What did they say? I remember they were talking to some streaming service that wanted to buy the movie at one point.
Apple,
and they said to them, "We're not even going to have a conversation unless the starting point is at $600 million because that's what we're expecting to make."
And Apple was like, "Nah, dude, we're good."
They was like, "Hey, them was jokes. We're not actually trying to buy the movie."
Just kidding.
But that's
just kidding.
That's just it, though, and that's why I don't think that Marvel will bring out Black Widow. It's not coming out until theaters come out because Wonder Woman did not do well, and
hell no.
They're looking at it and it's like about the bottom line. You know what I mean? And that's a movie that can get you at least 600 million to like $800 million, if not $1 billion
worldwide.
Right, and also the power of Marvel, right? Like, you got to take in consideration that a lot of humans are going to watch it by default, whether they follow something else or not. They're like, well, I saw that one Marvel movie with the guy with the hammer, so I guess I'll watch this one. They got to be friends or something, right? They'll make that sort of connection. But when you're talking about these movies, the bar itself is not necessarily at $1 billion. Like what it is that you have to look at like the budget of the movie, right? Like say if a movie is like it was made for say 80 million and then it makes like 300 million, that's extremely successful, right? But others they're like, well, hey, that one DC movie or that one Marvel movie, $1 billion. And I'm just like, yeah, but that's not normal though. The only other ones that really compete with that are like the Fast and Furious movies when you're talking about
movies though. Horror movies are like Blair Witch Project, $100,000, $10 million are made at the box office. Like they're very cheap to make horror movies, unless you're gonna put like like the Nun or CGI characters and all that. Even then,
it's still the budgets are smaller.
I think the Invisible Man might have had like 10 million, and that movie like killed it at the box office. So
a good example would be the recent Halloween, the one that came out in 2018. That was very successful, right? But if someone were to compare it to like, Avengers or The Dark Knight or something, they'd be like, oh, well, it's a failure. It's like, no, like for this type of movie, it did very well, especially when you're talking about an older character resurfacing again and they made it work. Like that's highly unusual for any genre.
And that's what I was saying. Like
After,
go ahead, LG.
Well, no, just to do my normal plug there, especially after how much money they lost in Endgame.
Oh my God.
It could have been. It could.
You didn't even get the video. You just clicked
No. I have to do it quick because I had to go and look for the video and shit. But
that was like,
man, if
that was like WandaVision rewind.
I'm like, dang. LDG, man, like even I had to think about that for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute, how is the highest grossing movie did they lose money? Hold on, like,
because my version would have made at least 3 times more.
You know what?
They
like,
squandered it.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Like, there's certain things that I guess could have gotten it maybe another 500 million, maybe, but I like.
Well, I would say, well, maybe I don't know because I can tell you right now, and I say this out of myself, and I don't know if there's anybody else, but if that movie was even close to what it should have been, I easily would have went to see that movie like 6 times, flat, easy.
I think I went to see it. I want to say 4 times because I went with different groups of friends. Like they're like, we gotta go. I'm like, I'll go. Of course, I'll go. Like,
LTG, how many times?
Are you sure you want to go?
Other people for you to go. I would have went by myself 6 times.
I'm gonna jump with other people. I'm gonna jump.
LDG, how many times did you see it?
Hold on, Roberto wants to say something. Go ahead, Roberto.
I want to see Spider-Man with the fucking Rhino as the villain.
They did. They had it.
No,
they didn't. Well, no, not Amazing Spider-Man 2, like a legitimately well done movie.
It's not good.
He was my favorite villain when the old Spider-Man as a kid.
Roberto, is that? Do you like your Spider-Man with or without a side of origin? Because they rebooted like every time you get an origin story with Spider-Man, right? They rebooted him like 3 times. Every time we get a new Spider-Man, you always get a new origin.
So I'm old school with that. So like the same building every 3rd scene kind of Spider-Man.
I got you.
But I see what LDG's saying. Like if I see a new Spider-Man, I don't want to reboot with the origin. He's already Spider-Man.
Well, yes. Tom Holland didn't have an origin though. He didn't have the origin story.
No, he didn't.
No, they kind of what they did was they took his relationship with Tony in the context of Civil War and they expanded it because if they actually read that, they would know that Iron Man tried to murder him. So like that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, man. But we definitely have to get some movies done properly. You know what I mean? Get some good villains in there. LDG Endgame was okay. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I do say that the last hour of that movie made the movie because if I go back and watch it, that's where I started from.
right, and that's fair, right?
Huh?
Yeah. It wasn't a bad movie. It was an okay movie. I'm not saying I hated it. Okay, I'm just saying it was a shit upon the original story. It was a shadow of what it should have been. Endgame should have been the movie to end all Marvel movies. It should have been the blockbuster event of a lifetime. It should have been a multi-billion-dollar profit. And I'm not talking two. I'm talking about literally 4, 5, maybe even $6 billion. Guys, and I don't want it. And I'm not saying it should have been page by page of the comic. No, I wanted it different. But I wanted the story to be based on the same story the comic was based off. Not just, I mean, you know, they couldn't even get the damn colors right of the gems, for God's sake.
Well, I mean,
there was the Marvel licenses they should have made sure they had before they did this. The fights we should have seen, X-Men and freaking what they did with the Hulk.
If they didn't go into debt, they would have had all their characters. We know
they didn't have that. Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, though, if you're talking about a perfect adaptation, that only goes to Frank Miller stuff. That's 300 and Sin City. There are no other adaptations that are perfect like that when you're talking about page by page.
Okay, Silver Surfer is enough. Like he was part of the Infinity Gauntlet story. Adam Warlock, which they already paid in the freaking the end.
Yeah, they gave Doctor Strange his role. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you kidding? Why Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Why did they hint to Adam Warlock if they're not using Adam? Like he's supposed. What?
Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest.
Oh, don't get me stuck. I could monetize off freaking Endgame.
Man, when I feel like if I say certain things like that to certain humans, they're just still buying their tickets. They're like, we don't care about Silver Surfer or this Warlock fellow. We got to watch Thanos beat up the Avengers and, all this other stuff. And I'm like, it'd be cooler. They're like, well, we didn't read that shit, so we don't know. And then they have all this stuff to say. And
then they go back and they read the comic, because you can look up the comic now online. You don't have to have the comic. You find it online, read the story for yourself. And you're like, holy shit, this Pixel guy actually got something. He's right. What the hell did he get?
That's actually how, nowadays when I do any sort of comic book or graphic novel reading, I do it on my phone. It's digital. I click on it, you swipe, and that's how you flip the pages and stuff like that. That's what I do.
That's it. That's what we were talking about earlier. Our phones are our lives, bro. We can do everything with our phones now.
You don't even have to read the comic. You could just have comics explained on YouTube. Explain the
No. Like, you know what? No, you could. But here's the thing, though. No. That channel's amazing, actually. But I'm just saying, like, when you're gonna have like these full blown discussions, those types of videos can only help you so far, right? Versus if you actually read the entire storyline, because Comics Explained gets you to understand enough. But when you're talking about the intricate details, it's like you have to do some research.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I'm just going to show you a little bit of orgasm here. Okay,
nice.
That's it right there. Those are the two, out of the 6 comics. These are the 2 that put tingles down your spine. Okay, this is what Infinity Wars and Endgame should have been right here, baby.
I have a feeling Kevin Feige is going to shut down his stream. Like,
and look, here's another one.
Notice the true. Yes, thank you. And notice the true name of the actual story, by the way.
Oh Lord, okay. Yeah, you finished.
Well, I mean, look. When it comes to, I don't care if it's Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, Image, whatever it is. I'm just like, I want to enjoy it. I would prefer that they do a perfect adaptation, like what I saw with Sin City or 300. But I know that's not going to happen. Like, Frank Miller is the kind of guy where you don't get to even think about his stuff unless you're going to do it perfect. The other creators, they're more lenient. They're like, you know what? I want to see my Spider-Man. I want to see this. And, if you got to change it up to give it to the people, then they're really open with that. And with that, we can have varying results in terms of, the reactions to the film and the shows.
Yeah, absolutely. This one's for you, Roberto. Roberto, I tried banana and Wonder Bread. and it's surprisingly good, but it's still struggle food. You know, you're never living that one.
Roberto,
Where's Flash?
Roberto, why am I picturing you like burning comic books right now? Like as we speak, you're like, I don't give a shit about no fucking Thanos, no fucking this.
It's all education to me, you know. I'll have to agree. I really thought that movie would be more than it was, because the hype that was leading up to it, it was like it was supposed to be the movie of all movies, and
It was supposed to be.
I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but like LDG said, it could have been more.
It's really the last hour that people like, right?
Sorry?
So I'm gonna have to Phantom Zone my co-host now
It's spreading.
for agreeing with Roberto. For agreeing with LDG.
Hold on.
Like, okay. Let's be real. When somebody pops in their in-game Blu-ray or 4K, I am pretty sure they skip to that last hour, and then probably just specific
I
scenes.
like the beginning. I like the beginning. I like the Hawkeye's daughter scene.
So that's it. That's me. I go from the beginning to where they chop off Thanos' head, and then I fast forward to the battle.
I like Ant-Man. I like Ant-Man seeing his daughter. I like Tony with his daughter. I like all
the rat saving everybody's life. Right.
Yeah,
the rat literally saved everybody's life.
I like some of the jokes. Some of the humor might fall a little flat, but I like a lot of it.
It's good, but it's just boring for me from that part.
I like the actual heist stuff. I like going back to
no.
Oh my god! I feel like first of all, I'm like, if you care, it's funny to me that they didn't mention the Flash, because those characters, they would be so angry. Like, no, what are you guys doing? Don't do it. It's not worth it.
It's like an Ocean's 11 type thing where it's like, oh, it's a cool little thing. Oh, isn't that funny? My favorite scene, the most important scene to me, is when the Hulk talks to the Ancient One. I think that to me like embodies what the future is going to be like and how you're going to branch off literally into different realities. And I like watching that scene. I like how the Hulk is humbled when she did. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, humbled is the word to use, because I feel like he was trying to do that Hulk smash, but he made a mistake, and it is.
And then he realized it's like, oh wow, this you know, it's kind of
the
cool.
Beginning, the end, all that middle stuff. But Infinity War, I can watch from beginning to end. Every time I watch that movie, I can watch from beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. That opening was amazing. And I said to my friends in the theater, I was like, look, I don't care what anybody tells you, but there's only a handful of these MCU villains, specifically with the movies, that are actually threatening, that do something to these characters. But Thanos is about to do so much, I have a feeling, in the first 20 minutes of the movie. You guys watch. They're like, you don't think they're going to, like, you know, beat them fast and all this stuff? I'm like, I hope not, but I'm telling you, I have a feeling. It opens up, the Asgardians are dead, and Thor's on the ground, and Hulk is getting, you know, boxed up, and you saw what happened to Loki. I was like, see, this is more than what I thought, and I said something was going to happen.
When Hulk came out, I jumped up out of my seat. I was like, "Wicked, yes!" Hulk and Thanos were fighting right away. That fight lasted like 30 seconds. Wow, wow, wow. But it's an amazing scene. I love it.
Now, Anzo, when the Hulk made that grunt when he got hit in the side, were you like one of the individuals like me where you kind of moved in your seat, like it was like you got punched? Because I was like, damn.
Yeah, you know, I was like, damn. And then he just fucked him up, man.
I was like, damn, yeah, they not gonna make it in this movie.
And you see, that's another thing why I have an issue with Endgame, because I think they should have gave them a rematch.
Yeah, I would have liked that, you know, over the whole Captain Marvel coming in, and when he headbutted her and she didn't move, I'm like, okay, you got 5 seconds to fix this before I walk out of the theater. And then when he punched her in the face, I was like, that's the best thing. Like, that's the joke I was making. I was like, he needs to punch her out of the movie. And that's literally what he did. So,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he did, because she never came back after that. She never showed up in that movie after that until the end. But was she in there? Yeah, she was in there. Oh shit. Well, with that being said, guys, like 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're probably gonna close it up now. I do appreciate all you guys that came in. Anybody have any last things they want to get off their chest? LDG, you sure? Now's a chance.
Yeah, you can't. Time travel doesn't beat the time gem. That I hated that. You can't time travel past. You have the time gem. Okay, you know what that should have happened the second they even mentioned the word time travel. The original Thanos should have snapped and said, "Think again, bitches." That's right. No, you can't time. You can't Back to the Future. The time gem.
Yeah, there was no hope for those characters in the comic book storyline. They were just done. They were done.
Yeah, done. And that was the cool thing about it, was watching your favorite superheroes just get murdered. Destroyed.
Too bad they didn't do that
normally
scene where Cyclops' head
positive
was in that
ones.
glass box and he blew his head up. Like, that'd have been cool to see.
Our Hulk, where he had to fucking hold the mountain up and help all the fucking Avengers because they were about to die and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of things that they could have done. I mean, they kind of did it with the house, with the building collapsing on them. But I found like Hulk kind of struggled with that. I'm like, again, man, you're making Hulk weak in this. That's why I don't
because like when he lifted that up in the comics, that was like 150 billion tons is what they were saying. You know what I mean? So.
And he held that shit up there. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna close it up. It was a great show. I do appreciate everybody that came on tonight.
You asked everybody if they have something to get off their chest.
Well, no one said anything
because we were listening to whoever spoke.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I just want to give a thumbs down to McGill with that incident with those students that you kicked out on the street because they had 1 or 2 guests over. Supposedly there's a 3-strike system over there. Some of these kids had 1 strike. Some of these kids are minors. You threw them on the streets during a lockdown, not worried about where they're going to stay. That was fucking wrong. Thumbs down, McGill.
I didn't even know. What happened?
They have this policy because of COVID that you can't have any company over, right? And a couple of kids got caught with a friend over or something like that. They threw them out.
Of their dorm?
Wow.
Of their dorm. I say put them on a 14-day quarantine. If they break that rule, then put them out. But 1 strike, you put them out. And supposedly there was some minors amongst these kids. They can't do Airbnb. So where are they going to stay? 8 o'clock comes, you're getting a $1,600 fine if you're on the street.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. And what's even more fucked up is secondhand news is spreading that these kids had COVID. If they had COVID and you threw them out on the street, aren't you still wrong? Either way, they're wrong.
That's a good point. Yeah, if you're throwing them out on the street, they're going to give it to people. So you want to quarantine them.
No transportation, no means of a place to stay, nothing. And you know what? Not even, I think they got 12 or 24-hour notice. Get the fuck out.
Wow. And you know what?
Yes. What's that? International students on top of that.
And you know what, guys? Because you Americans probably don't know this. It's cold as fuck. It's cold as fuck. Winter and everything over here. So to go and first off, they don't even turn off your fucking. If you could go all summer and not pay your electricity, and then when winter time comes, they'll fucking hook that shit up because they have no choice. But you're gonna tell me it's okay for them to throw out kids in the middle of the winter?
Anzo, even though I haven't been to Canada, does it count like, seeing Wolverine cold? Like, does that kind of count, like, for me to understand, or you feel like I have to?
I'm in New York, so it's 29 degrees here. 29. I'm looking at the my Amazon Echo. I'm pretty sure it's much colder there.
I mean, it looked cold. The ice was forming on Wolverine. I mean, he's a beast, but I was like, it's that cold in Canada? Like, the ice be forming with the...
But yeah, it's much different here. They ain't kicking anybody out for not wearing a mask or getting together or any of that.
It's 23 degrees here now.
Okay.
Minus 23.
Too harsh.
-5.
Oh, -5, 23 Fahrenheit. Okay.
Too harsh in their tactics.
-5.
Yeah, -5 Celsius.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is that like accurate and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, this is a spring night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is
You
Miles.
could go outside in shorts and a hoodie
Yeah, this is Miles.
on your
So
split.
The other day we were
if I were there right now and I had like a tank top on, then it
no, it would be cold.
Outside?
Yeah,
Your nipples will be able to cut glass.
because you come from Cali, so our cold is not like what you think. You would freeze your ass off if you came here. Yeah,
Terrence, you're
so you
training. I
don't
hope
think
your
it's
training
enough
comes
to,
through.
to think about the sun to stay warm or anything with the
no, no. I try to avoid going out as much as I can when it's cold like this. The snow covered the house of doors sometimes.
Hasn't been that bad.
Yeah, it hasn't been that bad. But
so I mean, do you guys like the snow? Like, or do you feel like you
I don't mind it.
I still miss it.
I don't mind the snow. It's when it gets to like minus 30 with the wind chill and it's fucking freezing outside. That's what I don't like. The snow is good. Like a day like this, I'm cool with, you know what I mean? But when it gets to minus 30, hell to the fucking no.
So basically, what happens, Terrence, is you get outside. It could be a beautiful sunny day, and it's minus 40 with the wind, and you walk outside. You take that first breath. The hairs in your nose
freeze.
and you're not exaggerating. It's just like
it freeze. Your tears that would come down freeze.
Don't let
so that was accurate then with Wolverine, where it was deforming the ice and the
oh yeah, that shit happens.
Damn. I was thinking it was doing that, comic book exaggeration. I guess not.
No, bro. It's when we get those type of temperatures, man. Like you get frostbite warnings. Don't go outside. It's cold.
Oh shit!
Snap hair. I remember when I was in Halifax, I had put some of that. Do you remember that do gel we used
to? Yeah.
I put that shit in my hair. I was walking to the club and I touched my head and I was like, "Holy shit! It feels like spikes." Let me see if I could. And sure enough, I snapped my hair.
Yeah.
I snapped the piece off. That's how cold it was.
So what about like the whole snowball fights and building snowmans like in the movies and stuff?
As kids, the city bus would pass by, maybe 50, 60 snowballs
hitting it. Yep.
Like Vietnam.
Yeah.
Dang.
Which was when you think about it, a fucked up thing to do, man.
But they were okay with it. Sometimes a bus driver would stop, but like,
the funniest part would be with that one person that would have the window of the bus open.
Oh yeah, that's a sad one. And, another thing we used to, Terrence, we used to bus surf.
Oh yeah.
Heard of that? Mm-hmm. You run up behind the back of the bus and you hold on to it, and you have slippery boots. And he just pulls you down the street. And when you get by your friends, you raise your hand up like you're riding a cow, like a horse. Yeah.
Is Marty McFly over there?
You can't do that shit with the potholes today because next thing you
you get lost. Where'd you
go? So you wouldn't recommend like dancing in the snow like that Frozen movie, like trying to build a snowman and stuff. Like you don't. It's not a good idea.
No, give it a shot, man. Give it a shot, dude.
They call that Polar Bear Club.
Yeah.
And you see, the winters now haven't been as bad as they were when we were growing up. But when we were growing up, we were going outside and playing in that fucking cold weather. Yep. You got our mittens on, our snowsuits on, and we're at the mountain. We're just fucking sledding down the hill in our sleds and shit.
We had a lot of snow.
Yeah. Well, you know what the coolest thing is? That we would be with our scarves. All you would see is our eyes, and we'd be walking down the street and be like, "Hey, Anto, hey guys."
So okay, so I want to run this by you and let me know if this is possible in Canada. So, like, there were times where it's really cold down here, and then it's raining and stuff. I've had periods where I would train without my shirt in this cold weather. Would I be able to do that same thing in Canada with the
not minus 40?
Minus 40, I doubt it very much, brother.
Yeah.
There's some crazy people. I won't say crazy people, but there's some people who push the elements. Like there's this one guy who jogs on the St. Lawrence River that's frozen in shorts in the winter. I
Mm.
don't know if you ever saw this guy.
Well, do you remember the guy's name? He fucking, maybe it was before you came. I'm not sure, but there was a guy that used to work with us at DMS. Little young kid. I can't remember what his name was, but he used to wear just one of those a t-shirt and one of those like not bomber jackets, but
Windbreaker.
yeah, kind of like like the ones without the sleeves and shit. What do they call them? Shit?
Oh, the vest.
Yeah, the vesting with t-shirts. Come to work like that, feel no way. He's like, yeah, if I wear a jacket, I'd be too hot. I'm like, bro, it's -30 out today.
Like, okay, Human Torch, I'll be too hot. Like, man, you better.
In all honesty, I think there's a disease because there was a guy like that too that I saw. He can't put stuff on his skin.
Oh, really?
He's like on his arms or something like that, and he's always in t-shirts, no matter how cold it is, snow coming down heavy. He's in a t-shirt.
That's fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know if this is just me and a sick mind of mine, but I wonder in like the higher parts of Canada, like where it gets so freaking cold, like where they say you pee, it freezes by the time it hits the ground, right?
That's
if you had a
none of it, whatever it's called.
None of it.
None of it.
I wonder if a bunch of kids were playing like Truth or Dare, and someone said, "Here, take this glass of water, go outside and gargle."
Damn.
See if it would freeze by the time you would.
I wouldn't take that.
That's really cold. If that kid no.
Well, it does get cold. They say if you pee,
they're eating Tide Pods. I would have put nothing past them.
Good point. Good point. Good point. But if you watched I know you guys don't watch football, but they showed Jimmy Johnson. He was a coach for the Dallas Cowboys, right? So before the game, they're doing a press conference. He takes his water and he pours it in the cup. By the time the football game started, his cup was ice, like frozen ice. He tipped the cup upside down. That shit didn't come out, bro. That's how cold it gets up here, bro.
Was that Buffalo?
What the fuck?
Was that Buffalo? That was
I think that was the Buffalo game, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of those Buffalo fans, they don't have their shirts on or whatever. It's like, yeah, Bills, and they have like the Bills logo painted on their chest. And
listen, I get the adrenaline stuff, but man, it's still.
Well, you're also with thousands of people, so maybe that has a
no.
I don't. I'm just saying, like the body heat of like 1,000. I mean, you're outside though, so
nope.
Well, I mean, you're right though. Like that would be cold as fuck because I remember I was just doing different stuff with the training. 300 just came out, and I was just doing a lot of crazy shit with ankle weights and all kinds of stuff. But like, there were moments where I was like, "Damn, it's kind of cold. I'm going to have to go back for my shirt real quick." So I feel like over there it just
you wouldn't even attempt it, and
I don't recommend it.
And the funny thing is, right? You look out your window. And it'll be sunny and shit. And you'll be like, oh, it don't look too bad. And then you step outside in that motherfucker. And it's like, holy fuck.
I'll tell anybody that lives in Montreal, visits Montreal, if it's sunny, it ain't fucking warm. Okay?
That is messed. I'm so glad you guys told me that.
In the wintertime.
I'll tell you right now, Terrence. It is 3 times colder than you imagine cold when that sun is shining. The sunnier it is, the colder it is.
Yep.
Man, that is a great heads up because knowing me, I'm like, yep, it's gonna be warm today. Got my tank top and I'm gonna be running out just.
That's in the winter though. In the summer, it's actually warm. It's just when we say we experience the true elements of the seasons, we do.
Yep.
I don't think anybody else does like we do.
Oh boy.
Remember the ice storm, guys?
Oh fuck, how do I remember? I was working at Arby's downtown.
Wait, ice storm?
Yeah. Yeah, like, ice storm.
It was too mild to freeze and just cold enough to become ice. Like melted ice. So it was very heavy.
Yeah. Not only that, all the power lines. As
Came
the water, it was raining would hit the power lines, it would freeze, and so your power line would be like the size of my finger, but with all the ice, it would become this big. So all the towers were going down. All the electrical towers
They were
collapsed.
falling in the streets. Blackouts everywhere.
Guy Scar, what kind of movie is this? Like, this sounds.
That was like 2012 in real life, man.
But
yeah,
you see that little picture on the side here?
Damn.
Yeah,
that's what happened, bro.
That
ice
that don't make no sense. You got to zoom in like that.
Hold on, let me see if I can zoom in
on the picture.
That is just.
Oh, and I click on a picture
right there. That's really scary looking.
Showing.
That's how the power lines got crippled.
Yeah.
In the.
Because they weren't.
You still have your power lines above ground.
Yeah.
Our major power lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's old school.
Look at that. And when you walk in the streets, you just see everything is ice. The cars, trees, everything is ice. The buildings, everything.
Everything was ice. Trees were falling down and everything, bro.
You're walking in the streets, you're literally hearing trees
cracking.
Falling.
Cracking. Crack.
What the hell?
They're falling on you.
They called it the army
a couple of times.
Yeah, they called it the army.
That's crazy. Like, yeah, Alonzo's gonna be like, man, Terrence was supposed to arrive 20 minutes ago, and I'm just like an icicle outside and shit all froze. No.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Mm-hmm. Took a really long time to recover from that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we had the hail that were big like ice golf balls.
Baseballs.
How many windows on cars on Barkley were broken with that, man?
Wow, man. I just remember chilling in my house one day and all you hear is pop, 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 pop. I looked outside and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Because we had steel balconies.
Yeah.
The sound that it was making when it hit those balconies, it was insane. And it was like nonstop. Yeah. Thousands of them coming down. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them. Yeah. Cars, the insurance companies went nuts.
Yeah. So how, I mean, with the ice and the cold. Because I'm like, how did it turn into an area where Mr. Freeze lives? Like, I feel like that's what he would want.
The hot and the cold mix. It usually comes from the U.S. the heat, and it mixes with some cold coming from the north, and then we get that cross mix. You know.
Yep.
So basically. If I were to use my willpower to stay warm, like it won't.
Just don't go outside.
I wouldn't advise that.
No, we can try it next year, Terrence, if you want.
Creates heat. I'm sorry,
but Terrence isn't human, so maybe he might survive that. He might get past that, but any other human, no. I mean, we had wasn't it a homeless person that tried to just the other day sleep in one of those
one night?
Yeah,
one night he died.
Yeah, froze to death.
Coldest nights too.
Yeah, it was one of the coldest nights. Froze to death.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, with that being said,
we're good now.
Yeah, now we can close it out. I do appreciate you guys coming in. We're gonna go through the panel one last time. Roberto, tell the people something. Tell them something. Tell them you got something coming. Like
LDG, time. Hook a brother up.
You got it, bro.
Damn, that shit sound good.
Oh my god!
You can catch me Saturday on Danny's show. You can catch me here Wednesday nights with my peoples. And you can catch me when you catch me when I does what I does.
Yes, sir. Guys, from the Basco Scenario. You can catch me Sundays, 9 p.m. Bigger Ford Entertainment, One Division Roundtable. Mondays on the Chaotic Conversation, but this week's is on Friday at 9. Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on the Chaos List. And Wednesdays, 7 p.m. on the Rule of 3 and 10 p.m. on the O.O.C. So catch me up.
A lot of shit you got to say all the time.
That's why I like saying it once and then when
Ah,
I sing it again, I'm like, oh.
man, I would have fucked that up for a long time, boy.
When I went
I'm going to
around,
show whatever these guys say. That's what I'm going to say.
when
I
I
forget once over what they said.
when I went on Rob's stream last night, right? We were closing up, so I jumped into his thing, and he was just like, "Oh my god, everybody's saying all their fucking channels and every show that they had." He's like, "Holy shit, the ending's gonna take like 20 minutes." I was laughing.
Oh, shit.
LDG, you were up, my friend.
Oh, sorry. Hey guys, I'll make it short and sweet. LDG Pixels support channel. Geeks Enjoy Nerdrotica, excuse me, is my entertainment channel. I'm just some guy trying to change the world before I die. Check it out. See what I do. Come hang out and have some fun, guys. Appreciate it.
Excellent. Terrence, tell the people about your channel, sir.
Oh, hello, humans. This is Terrence. You can find me on Danny's channel, Comic Chat. You can find me on T-Virus Terrence. Over there, there's a lot of different things, and you never know. I feel like I just have fun, and sometimes humans get mad at me, but that's not important. What is important is that Terrence has fun on this platform, because without fun, then what's the point of me being here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I meant to tell you. The last time we were talking on the stream, you were saying I was saying something, and then you said something, and I didn't finish what I was saying, because you were talking about your channel and how you got to 1,000 subscribers. So at first I said bastard, and then I was like, congratulations.
Oh, okay. No, I thought I thought you were trying to tell me something important, and then I was like, wait a minute. I think Anzo was trying to tell me something.
Yeah, I was like, bastard.
Okay, no, I got you. I just wanted to make sure that that I wasn't going crazy about them. I think Anzo was.
No, but congratulations on getting that to 1,000 like that so quick, because you had a bunch, your channel got taken down, you went up, and boom, you're back up there again. So good work, man.
Respect. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's just one of those things, because I had made a video talking about that, and there were a fair number of humans that are like, you're not gonna make it, you're weird, you can't talk like that, no one's gonna like you, and then some of them were like, you need your brother to succeed, kind of stuff, like you can't do it on your own because you're too weird. And I was just like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make it to that number, and I'm going to surpass all you silly fucks that are doubting me, and I'm gonna do it quickly. And I was just like, to me, the numbers aren't as important as it is that I was trying to send them a message, because they were trying to make it seem like they were so much better than me, because most of them didn't even have like established YouTube channels, per se, where they were making consistent content. But the few that were, they were trying to make it sound like I was inferior because I didn't have this mic, and I didn't have this green screen and all this stuff. Like, you'll never make it, and we're gonna do better than you. And I was like, okay, well, I guess they're on hush mode now. So
that's it, man. You get that motivation. Someone says you can't do it, you do it, and you shut everybody the fuck. You don't even have to talk. You just do what you do, and when they see your numbers, they have to shut the fuck up. Actions speak louder than words.
And another thing too, Anzo, one of them was like, because he was saying like, what the fuck was he saying? He was saying that, he was telling me that like, yeah, this one video that I made, it's almost at like 1 million views, and ha ha ha. And I was like, listen here, silly human. Don't you think it's pointless to tell me that you have a video that has 1 million views, yet you only have like 5 subs? How come all those fucking humans didn't subscribe to your great channel if it's so fucking great? Like, I was just like, so it's just, I didn't, I felt like I didn't deserve that. I usually just do my own thing, and I don't mean anyone any harm. It happens, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna apologize for being myself. But some of these humans, man, they love to come at me. So I'm just like, okay, well,
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Terrence, I relate to that when as well. It's like it's like you're being rained with bullets, right? When you're just trying to speak and be yourself. It almost
Right.
made me feel like this.
Right. And you know,
How does
that's
he do
exactly
it?
right. It's
How
like the
does
moment.
he
That's
fucking do
exactly right. Like, yeah, that's exactly right. Because I swear it'd be like, you know, Smith and those other two agents, and then they start shooting, and then when I stop the bullets, then they got that.
Look on their
Wait,
face. They look at
what?
each other.
Right, and then
What?
they run up, and then they
What?
try to punch me, and I'm just like, toot, 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 toot. I'm just blocking it with the one arm. Like, come on, sit down, stop that. Like,
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
That's what I say, man. You keep doing you, man. Fuck what everybody else says, and you just do what you gotta do, man. Because people like your channel. You know what I mean? They watch your videos, comment on your videos, and everything. So you're doing something right. So fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Different is the new normal.
For real.
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate, you know, the support and kind words, because, you know, I feel like I have more humans that like and support me than the haters, but sometimes the haters can
They're
get really
louder.
loud, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, are you back again? Did this work for you in September? Why are you back again? Why don't you go somewhere?
And that's just the real quick. That's the thing. It's like, even with all like the SJW shit, it's not a big group. It's just they're loud.
Right.
They're the loudest. Their voices are the
That's what I
loudest.
keep saying. That's right. They're just so loud. And the majority, you know, they'll say something if we're talking, but they're not as loud. So, you know, the SJWs or the assholes or whatever groups that, you know, latch themselves on to fandoms, they're just so loud, and they give the illusion that they're legion, but they're not.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Josh, you were up, my friend.
Everybody, thank you, Anza, for having me on the show. It's been a great stream. You can catch me here on Wednesdays sometimes, Saturdays on the oh my God, I'm going to do it again. I just had it in my brain. Square One. We're going to have an awesome show.
I keep forgetting the name, so don't feel bad, Josh. I
You
keep
too?
forgetting the name
I'm
too.
telling,
Yeah.
I'm telling Nani to not send you guys the link this weekend because we can't even remember the name of the fucking show.
I don't forget when I'm on it.
It's going to be awesome now, man. It's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about all the upcoming game, the big game. And also, you can find me at Movie Aficionados on Facebook. Our group is growing. We have lots of people in there. Geishgar and Anza are both members. I don't know if Roberto, I don't know if you're a member or not. But yeah, we have all types of content, news, movie reviews, and there's lots of new trailers that just came out. So check us out over there. Thank you.
On Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook. Yep.
Yeah, I am a member. I get your shit.
Awesome.
And I think I got it. Yeah, go ahead, Terrence.
No, I was gonna say, like, you know, I did notice that everyone on this panel and the other panels that I've been on with the majority of you and a few other individuals, Danny, you know, that you guys haven't one time told me, Terrence, you need to change. You know, Terrence, you can't, you know, talk like that, or you can't be yourself. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't like echo chambers, like I said, man. I like people with different opinions. I like LDG coming in with different crazy stuff. I like, you know, everybody else. I like your stuff.
I like
too.
people who keep it real, because you know what?
Keep it real, yeah.
We're all individuals. Stop trying to be something you're not. There's people that love you. If you find the people that don't, keep trying. There's people out there who do appreciate you. Just keep looking.
Absolutely.
Amen.
And you already know, man, like I said, man, actually, all you guys here other than Roberto and Geishgar, but you know, like the first time we streamed together, there was like a connection there with you guys. You know what I mean? So real recognizes real. It's just plain as simple as that, man.
Right. That's
100.
That's right there, man, for sure. Yep.
You know what I mean, so
and that's cool. And you know, again, you know, I had a good time and good conversation. You know I don't always pop up and everything, but you know, when I do, I feel like, you know, we always have a good time when it happens. So
Absolutely.
Try not to make it so long and far apart, though, please, Terrence.
I got you. Like it's kind of like
And
my friends, you know, they they my friends that like you know I'll see like on a regular basis. They tell me they're like, you got to stop doing that shit. Like where you know those heroes where you know you got the characters that come in, but they're rare when they come. They're like, you need to start coming
You
more
don't get
often and
enough of
hanging
that.
out with your boys.
And
And I was
that's
like,
not
damn.
coming from me. That's coming from another dude on the panel, Terrence. So you know you want it. You want it on the stream.
Terrence, speaking of coming, you're more than welcome to join us on our latest show, the show that only starts after everyone comes. Late night nerdgasm. You have a front row seat, my friend. Anytime. Love to have you.
Oh, thank you. Hey, at least you guys don't get mad at me because I feel like some humans, like when I don't be showing up, I feel like they just got the picture on the wall and everybody's like using the shotgun, like fuck terrorists.
No, absolutely not, bro. Especially, you know, we talk a lot, so I know, you know, you go on when you can or when you want to. You know, I know it's hard for you to get free time and space and every time to come on, and that's not an issue, man. It's just, you know, it's a pleasure every time you do come on.
I want to say peace out to all the peeps in the comments. We're nothing without you. Much love and respect.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yep,
you.
yep.
You just took the words out of my mouth, Ostinator. You do a fucking bang up job with your, you know, posting everybody's YouTube page in there. You know,
I
Maz
never saw
Mumber.
that shit.
Bro, I don't even know. I can't even find your page. Can you go to your YouTube page? Can you take the top where it says the address bar, copy that link right now before we get off, put it in the private chat? Because I went in there to look for your page and I was like, okay, that's not Roberto. That's not Roberto. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did he change the name of his channel or some shit? So copy that and then I could put your channel in the description.
So what do you say again? What I gotta do?
The address bar right up at top. Just copy and paste that whole address bar, put in the private chat.
Wait a minute, Roberto. Has it really been that long? It seemed like it's only been a couple of days.
Since
Since you know the last time we talked before this time.
Oh no, it's been a while, man.
Yeah, you know, because time works differently for Terrence. So you know.
I hear you, brother.
Yeah, he got those infinity stones, so he just goes back and forth in and out of time.
You're not experiencing lockdown. Lockdown makes time go really slow.
Oh, fuck.
Feels like everything is long.
Fuck does it ever. And it's worse because, you know, it's like sometimes it's like, shit, I got to go to the store. And I look at it and it's like, oh, fuck, the store's closed. Oh, I got to wait till tomorrow. You know, 8 o'clock, close up everything. So
it's really fucking creepy. I go outside to bud my spliff around 8:30. It is so quiet, it's noisy. I don't know if that makes sense.
Right. Mm-hmm. Or there's like one human in the distance. You're like, if this turns into the purge, you know,
you know, it's fucking eerie, man. It's really creepy. I don't take but 3 or 4 tokes and I run my ass back in the house. The wife, if you hear from me, man, just look for me in the snow.
So what would you do if you went outside, you know, the streets for the most part are empty, you see someone in the distance, you can't really make out who it is, but you hear like a loud laughing, you know, like what would be your reaction?
Hopefully I don't have any smoke in my lungs because I'll fucking choke myself out right there. Or, in all honesty, check what happened, man. I see this car driving. I know the show's over, but I got to throw this in.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see this car driving. I'm like, hold on. I look at my watch. It's like 10:15. I'm like, what's this guy doing? He starts slowing down by my house. I'm like, oh, yeah? He doesn't see me standing here. He stops in front of my house. His fucking windows are tinted out. He gets out. I don't see nothing. His mask is so high on his face. I don't know if he's wearing glasses, but I can only see like over my truck. I can only see his head. I can't. And now he starts walking towards my house. I'm like, this motherfucker. So I start walking around my truck. My fists are clenched. I have nothing to show, but my eyes are like, I'm gonna kill you. I look down. Oh, Uber Eats. That guy
Dang.
almost shot
Wow.
himself. He almost, because I was coming to knock him out, man. What the fuck you stopping at my house? You didn't see me standing outside? You know? I
Dang.
saw that bag. I was like, oh, man. I was going to kill you,
Dang.
brother.
That
Are you having
human
a good
probably,
day?
he probably quit. Like,
Yeah. You better ask if the house you're going to is a brother.
That's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I guess I know what you mean because like sometimes humans will look at me funny because sometimes I'll wear my trench coat and I got my mask on, so they're like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And then they're not really sure how to react to me, but usually I just go on about my way. But I feel like when it comes to any sort of black people that I pass, they're like, "What kind of shit is that? What is he gonna do?" They have like their own kind of reaction. So I get what you mean.
That's hilarious. With that being said, guys, we had a great story at the end of there. It made me laugh. We're gonna say peace out once again. Appreciate all you guys that came in.
Much
Let me
love,
just say,
Everest.
Nas
Thank
Bear,
you.
Nader, all you guys, man. I didn't see Poe in here today. What's up, Poe? And I have to find you and see why you didn't watch the show today.
And if any of you guys talk to Flash Thompson, tell him we're worried. Where you at, bruh?
Yeah, for real. For real. Maybe Khalib or somebody, because I haven't seen Flash
Wait,
in a minute.
Wait, you talking about the Marvel character?
No. A Flash, the guy that used to be in our chat, Flash Thompson.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. I think he's been on Danny's show. You've seen him around. You've seen him around. With that being said, guys, peace.